Hello and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast of February 13th, but it'll go online on the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you.
Patrons get it on the 14th, then it goes public on the 16th.
Yes, but we are live right now on the 13th, so greetings live viewers. Love and respect to all of you. I am Michael Huber, joined by...
Hi. Oh, sorry. Am I supposed to say? You usually... Isla Hink. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm good.
How's that water treating you?
Real good.
0 calories. Is there any? It's all zeros. It's coming up zeros.
You saying I need 0-calorie drinks, Huber?
No. It was just big and popping out right at me. Also joined by Robamiani.
Pretty big.
Yo, Cobra Kai never dies.
Cobra Kai never, but Cobra Kai does indeed die tonight because it's over.
I saw the,
It's over.
I'm almost done with season 5 of my rewatch, so should be hitting up those final episodes this weekend.
Hell yeah, dude. No, let it. We always, Damiani.
Don't rush.
Yeah, I always talk about binging versus not binging with you personally, Damiani. Ever since I've known you, we always talk about this. Just enjoy it, because once you watch those, man, it is over. So just enjoy it.
They still exist. You can always rewatch them.
Can't do it. Can't rewatch
It's not like they're
them.
going away.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. But you only get that first time once.
Yeah, that's very true.
Since they're not on
Very,
HBO
very
Max,
true.
they might stay around for at least a couple more years.
Oh, this is Netflix flagship,
Yeah,
dude.
true.
This is it.
Yeah.
And making it all happen back there, Don Casanova.
Hello.
How you doing, Don, in the year of Avatar 3?
I'm doing excellent.
Sam.
Very good. Yes.
Fire and Ash, let's go.
Yeah.
Countdown every single day is one day closer. And then behind you is Gabby Montoot.
Hello.
Are you done with Animal Well yet?
Hello.
Just tell Don.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
She hit
Okay.
credits, which means the real Animal Well starts.
The real Animal Well.
Yes. This week we are talking about the state of play from PlayStation. PlayStation. Lot of sick shit to talk
A
about.
pretty cool one.
Yeah.
We thought everyone else hated it, I guess.
Well, that's because just the only people that ever
States of play are always bad, so
The-
our expectations were very low.
the only people that ever complain are the ones that just like fewer games. So like they just need to look themselves in the mirror and say, "Hey, I'm just a little more picky than other people." That doesn't necessarily mean that the state of play was trash. It just means it wasn't for me. Just accept that.
Yeah.
Accept that
Yeah.
take. Also, we're going to be talking about Avowed.
Yeah, we are, dude.
Obsidian is back.
Obsidian, dude.
Yo, Pentiment was sick, and now they're back again. Let's go.
Yeah.
Talking about the always controversial Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Also talking about Lose Lagoon, which I have no idea what that is.
That sounds like a Dawn joint.
Yeah, no clue.
Did Dawn slip
Get
that
pumped.
onto the...
Get pumped.
Get pumped? Okay.
Dawn, this is the
Lose
first
Lagoon.
moment I've ever even heard of this.
Is it
You're
a
gonna
Dave's-
remember
Like
instantly. You're
lapis
gonna
lazuli.
remember.
Dave
You're
the
gonna
Diver
remember.
like?
Not quite.
Oh.
And the year of the RPG continues. Ease Memory, The Oath in Felghana.
Pretty close.
I hope I
Close
said
enough.
that right.
Memoir, I think.
Ease down.
Ease down.
Blow the
You've blown,
transaxle.
she's already done it. You've blown the transaxle. You're just
blown it.
grinding metal.
You've.
You've blown
Not
the transaxle.
you will.
Yeah, I always thought it was you will. I rewatched it. I was like, oh, you've blown the transaxle.
Oh, it's so good.
She could blow my transaxle.
Aliens Goat. All right, let's dive into it. The state of play 2024. Maybe a little extra pressure on the state of play because I just keep seeing this narrative that Sony doesn't have any games is kind of the narrative, you know.
I think that's Xbox.
well, no, now
Xbox has games now.
Xbox has games,
Yeah.
and now people are saying like the thing I
They all
saw
have games.
the thing I saw today was like, wow, I think Microsoft might publish more games on PlayStation than Sony this year. It's like it's kind of intense, right? But we're gonna dive right into it, and we might as well talking about Sony and not releasing any games. I want to start out with yet another remaster, Days Gone.
Yeah.
Remastered.
You were excited about this one.
Dude, Days Gone. Give it a shot.
So we're going alphabetically, it seems.
Possibly. I wanted to open it up there because it felt right, because it really gets people to roll their eyes when it's another remaster from Sony. You know, everyone is sick and tired of The Last of Us being remastered.
I mean, The Last
10
of Us has been
times.
remastered actually 3 or 4 times? It's kind of a lot.
There was The Last of Us remaster and The Last of Us remake. That's it. And then there was The Last of Us 2 and The Last of Us 2 remastered. That's it.
Okay.
But people will make you believe that this is just the remastering studio.
Yeah.
But
What hurts about this one is it feels like Days Gone. Like, you and Jones always loved it. You've
Love it.
led me to believe
love
that
it.
it was missed by the culture at large, and that they judged it too harshly.
I think they did.
And now this studio is, if I'm not mistaken, kind of gone.
No, they're around. Ben's
Bend?
around. Bend
I thought
is
Bend
around.
was-
Bend is around.
Something happened to Bend.
Bend
didn't
is
it?
around.
Am
They
I
just
crazy?
haven't made a game in forever.
Okay.
But they're around.
Somebody let me know.
Yeah,
But
they still exist.
okay, well that's good. I'm glad to be wrong on that. But yeah, I don't know. This seems like a cool time for a cultural re-examination of Days Gone.
Yeah,
It
they were the
absolutely
ones that
is.
were working on one of the live service games.
Yeah.
that got
That's
shut
right.
down.
They were
So
working
it's-
on. That's right. They had a big
Yeah.
game get shut down. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
Sorry,
still...
it's hard to keep track.
I know. They're still hanging in there. But I really love Days Gone. And I just think people like rolling their eyes and being upset about remasters. I think at least Sony giving players that own the game that discount. Something Nintendo never does, Damiani.
Well,
a $10 upgrade. How could anybody
we've
be
never
mad
had
at that?
situation yet with Nintendo, because we've never had a game that was backwards compatible, or that you could play the older version on the current system
Mm-hmm.
and there's an enhanced version and they both work, because
Yeah.
Nintendo should get a lot more flack, because like even like Days Gone, generation old, right?
Yeah.
Like
$10.
people be like, that's too soon. Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Wii U game to Switch. What are they doing next month? Xenoblade Chronicles X. It's like that came out on Wii U as well, only a generation ago, coming to Switch. So like, yeah. And they're not offering an upgrade path for either of those if you own them on Wii U.
Yeah.
So, but there's no backwards compatibility with that as well.
Totally.
So I think that might be the thing, is like when we get to Switch 2, if Nintendo doesn't do this, we could start absolutely calling them out for that. But there's other things you probably call them out for. Like people weren't happy when they delisted like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Wii U eShop. Yeah. When the Switch version came out, because it was only $30 there and they wanted you to pay like 60 or whatever for like the Switch version. Yeah.
Do you know how much this costs if you didn't own it previously?
Unclear. Probably 40, 50, 60, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I do not know, actually.
I mean, I'm sure that someone
and they're adding new
somewhere
content.
has done the math about like,
Buy the old one, upgrade for 10.
or I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a like timetable on that. But like number of people that would not buy it at all
Yeah.
if they charged full amount or less, if you already owned it versus
Totally.
$10.
Yeah.
Like, do you end up getting more money this way? Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, to see. But I think you're right, Hubert. I think this one gets people to roll their eyes or stings a little bit because of the news that Ben was only working on a live service game and
Yeah.
it got shut down.
Yeah.
And it's like, otherwise, something like this would just be like, oh, cool. As long as Sony's putting, like, their studios are putting out other games,
Absolutely.
Right.
then who cares if they're doing, like everyone does this. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like pretty par for the course. It's just that news that broke a few weeks ago that makes this kind of like,
Sting a little bit for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Totally. Because we want new stuff for sure all the time. Definitely. I do love remasters, though. I'm a big fan of replaying games and, fresh looks from not only people that have played the game before to re-examine it from that perspective, but also new people coming in to experience it for the first time. I think it's great. And I think offering that $10 upgrade just kind of destroys the cash grab criticism. You know what I mean? Just like, here you go, $10 if you want to upgrade, yes or no. Cool. Days Gone, I love it. I'm a big fan. I'm a big defender. I love those freakers and I love those hordes.
Oh, yeah, freakers.
Love it. I truly love that game.
No one would say that.
I probably would.
I guess you would.
I would just say zombie though.
Yeah.
It's a zombie.
I mean,
It's a zombie.
one assumes it's in a reality where zombies never happened, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Next up, I'm not personally a huge fan, but we had probably one of the bigger announcements, but we knew it was coming, but we saw some extended gameplay of Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
Borderlands has it's a series I've kept up with, but I will also say that Tales of the Borderlands is my favorite in the whole franchise. So,
Right.
and that was from Telltale, and that is a completely different game than the main franchise.
Yeah.
So personally, I'm not huge on Borderlands, but I know a lot of people are, and that is awesome. And this one does look like more Borderlands, if that's what you're feeling and vibing.
That's a good thing though too.
Yeah,
When
that
so many
comfort.
franchises
Yeah.
like try and reinvent themselves when they maybe don't need to, Borderlands is sticking to its guns, like at least on
Billions
the
of
surface.
them.
And the other parts I had like one thing it did sell that it's known for is the copious amount of guns that they have, and they were crazy gun types, and they were like one that shoots like a disco ball or something, whatever that thing was. So I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
So they're definitely like sticking to their MO there, and I think that will probably be like its biggest strength, especially to like the fan base that is going to line up to play this, because I think don't judge this series by its movies, obviously. Like I think
Totally.
it's like we talk about people dunking on Concord and stuff. It's like people like to dunk on Borderlands right now because like the movie was terrible and bombed
Great
and everything,
call,
and it's
Damiani.
like they've had some missteps, but it's like when it comes like the numbered mainline entry, I think it's going to be pretty solid. Like it might not be for everyone, but I think they'll probably get it right. I'll be curious to see like what longtime fans think of it though, like if it's too similar or if it actually has like a cool new
Damiani,
game.
oh.
That's why we need Blood, because he'd probably be able to tell us what like the new gameplay
Blood
hook or
likes
something
these,
is.
yeah.
Damiani, I think that's always such an interesting perspective, is like when a sequel comes out in a big franchise, it's like, are new people gonna like it more than existing fans? It's like, what is that balance of appealing to your core audience, but then also trying to bring in new players? I think that's fun.
I mean, the gore and the shooting look good.
Yeah, they're
I've had fun playing these co-op in the past.
hey, Borderlands, totally solid.
Totally solid.
Totally solid, not for me.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't care, but it seems cool for the people who like it.
The press release is, of course, all boilerplate. The most ambitious Borderlands title to date. I would hope so,
Thank
because it's
God.
a sequel.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the most ambitious, right? Isn't that
one would hope.
Yeah. Transforms players into an unstoppable force on the battlefield, blasting through enemies with an arsenal of incredible weaponry. The iconic. It's iconic. Borderlands gameplay fans know and love is evolving with even more movement abilities as players can flex their skill expression with glide, dodge, double jump, fixed point grapple, and more
Love a fixed point grapple.
to deftly
Be like a
Omni
Titanfall
movement.
here.
This is a hell of a sentence here. To deftly deal death from every direction.
Okay.
The Borderlands franchise, this blows my mind. The Borderlands franchise has sold less than
lot.
Mario Kart 9. But it has sold more than
Mario Kart 9 sold 0 copies,
8.
so how's
Sorry,
that possible?
8. Sorry.
Wow,
8.
Borderlands abject failure. Wow, jeez.
8. Thank you, Damiani. 8. The Borderlands franchise has sold more than 87 million copies to
Wow.
date, receiving critical acclaim from reviewers and fans alike. There you go.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't, they're successful games.
Yeah.
You can't argue
Yeah.
with their success.
Absolutely. So Borderlands is coming this year. Definitely one of the biggest games of the year, no doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Like, not even an argument.
Hell yeah.
Next up, real quick, was Darwin's Paradox. That was the Octodad /
Yeah.
Inside
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
Super jolly. This was one of my most anticipated now.
It looked cool.
Like, I'm super hyped on this game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Dawn, on this game?
I love the look of it. I mean, just the it's a weird mixture of like super cartoony looking, but then some of the backgrounds look like really photorealistic and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it just looks a lot more like mechanically, and it's not like mechanical chaos like Octodad, which I'm looking forward to. Like Octodad was
Mechanical
fun.
chaos.
It was fun for what it was, but this is looking like the physics and all the like gameplay kind of mechanics, like
And the camouflage
are
seems
very
really
specific.
cool.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the camouflage element looks like so cool. And just look at that. So much happening in the background.
This
Just
is a
really
longer
neat
trailer
art
than they
style.
showed in the
Yeah. looks
Don,
pretty good.
I'm going to steal that. Mechanical Chaos.
Mechanical
Go
Chaos.
ahead.
I'm
good
stealing
one.
that.
It's yours.
You
Yeah.
know who would like this game?
Who?
Huber will get this reference.
Ryan Stevens would like this game.
Yeah,
100%.
Ryan Stevens, but more relevant to current things we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Samantha LaRusso and Miguel Diaz would love this. Do you get the reference, Huber?
Is that from like the carnival? Them like giving the
octop-
neck
yeah,
and the neck?
yeah.
Yep.
That's what they bond
Hell
over.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Cobra Kai, I imagine.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra
Yeah, this is
Kai
Cobra Kai,
never dies. Never dies.
Great.
Cobra Kai, truly one of the greatest things given to humanity is Cobra Kai.
Awesome.
That's what I believe.
Haven't seen it. My friend's in it, and I didn't watch it.
Real quick, Dave the Diver is getting Ichiban's Holiday.
Dude, hell yeah.
This
like
is
a
this is a
beat 'em
match
up.
made in heaven. There's like a beat 'em up style infiltration mission in this game now.
It's right
Full
there.
on-
You were on it. It's
Yeah.
down.
Full on beat 'em up. Like, do you remember when Yakuza had the Streets of Rage? It was one stage. It was that. Do you remember that? I streamed it. It was a downloadable Yakuza beat 'em up in the vein of Streets of Rage.
Oh yeah, Streets of Camarocho. or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
Don.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. And it was like only one level. This reminds
Yeah.
me of that a little bit.
That's what it
like
reminded me of too. You were a good call.
so awesome. And of course, Dave the Diver, just an absolute fan favorite. And of course, Yakuza is like the biggest fan favorite of all time. So combining that, dude, we got freaking old characters coming in too. Amazing. Dave the Diver. I think one trailer that really screwed us all up was Digimon.
Oh my god.
We thought this was
That
Akira.
reveal, dude.
This was like Akira meets Kojima. Oh, actually, it's Digimon.
But also meets just like, I think that they were like intentionally leaning into like, okay, which long-running anime RPG is this?
Yeah.
And then the reveal of Digimon sent me, dude. Oh
Yeah.
man, this was so fun.
Truly insane.
Digimon story, right?
Digimon Time Stranger.
Time
Yeah,
Stranger.
Digimon with a budget.
Yeah. Truly insane.
Crazy.
As
There are
the
clues.
as the resident Easy Allies Pokemon disliker, this has me actually hyped.
Yeah.
Digimon. Like, I'm more hyped for this than any Pokemon in the last 5 years.
Digimon grapples real issues, man. Digimon is for grown-ups.
It looks crazy.
Digimon is for big kids.
Yeah, the story and the stakes just look high. Like, high stakes.
Yeah.
Okay, like, you got MCU portals opening up.
You got a time stranger in there.
People jumping in. Digimon and JRPGs evolved. What a claim.
Yeah.
We are about to evolve the entire genre.
Yeah, hell
with
yeah.
this Digimon
hell
game.
yeah, I believe it.
Beloved by many, Digimon has a
Digimon
long
evolved.
history, and
Evolved.
like Digimon themselves, has taken many forms, like monster raising games, RPGs, and visual novels. It has been about 10 years since the last Digimon Story series game, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah.
And we've been working hard to bring the charm of Digimon to even more people.
Bring the charm.
Yeah.
Bring me that charm, dude.
For fans of JRPGs, this game has an immersive story propelled by unique humans and Digimon characters, as well as a deep strategic growth system for the Digimon you collect.
Fuck yeah.
Players that like to optimize, I like to say min-max, shout out.
Sure,
I like to
yeah.
say min-max, not optimize. For players that like to min-max their parties and character stats, will have plenty of party combos to experiment with. Now, here's where they lock me in. Bonds that transcend. Though many iterations of Digimon have existed, the through line for it all has always been the bond between humans and Digimon.
Damn right.
This entry shows how deep that bond goes. So hyped.
Digimon are good, dude. Digimon
Yeah.
rules.
There's like two worlds in this game. There's the
digital world? Yeah.
The human world and the digital world.
Oh, okay.
In the previous games, the focus was on artificial cyberspace. However, in this one, players will enter the digital world and discover a new realm. Whatever that means. Collect, train, and fight. So
A hyper time
yeah.
digital world.
Digimon hype, dude. Sign me up.
Time stranger. That's such a good phrase.
One of the other ones that I think we as a company,
Yeah.
we as a group,
Yeah.
we as a collective,
Yeah.
we as a Patreon are
Yeah.
excited about. That would be Directive 8020,
Yeah.
the absolute new
Dark Pictures,
entry,
dude.
the debut of Season 2.
I forgot about that element of it.
Season 2,
The seasons,
Dark Pictures.
The seasons don't matter because they don't feel like they amount to anything.
Did the finale?
I don't think
I don't think
season
the
one is
finale
over.
ever messed
There's
with...
two.
Yeah.
I thought there were like two left.
No, we're in a brand new season now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in a brand
Whatever.
new season.
I'm stoked as hell. For those who don't know, we have played every single one of these in a single group stream setting in one go. Usually 8 or 9 hours, 6 to 9 hours, I guess. And we love it. It's a highlight of my year when these things come out. This one's coming out perfect timing. October 2nd, dude. Pre-Halloween? Thank you. Too many scary games come out on Halloween. And it's like you missed the boat, Charles. The fucking
the whole
vibes
month.
are
The month.
pre-Halloween.
My pumpkin, my fake pumpkin, because I got fake and a real one. My fake one goes up October 1st.
Hell yeah. But also everybody moves on to fucking Christmas the second Halloween is over.
No, November 1st, it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with, but whatever. I would stay in Halloween year round if we could, but whatever. Anyways, we're going to play the shit out of this and it's going to be amazing.
Here's my favorite, the part about them selling this here. Today we're unveiling some new layers to our story. This is the 3 words here. Exploring fragile alliances. Now remember in the trailer we saw when one of the characters turned into a necromorph. Dead Space,
yeah.
shout out, very Dead Space vibes, this whole thing.
Yeah.
When one of the characters turned into a necromorph, that had me thinking in my head, well, what if you as a player were controlling that person and you turn into a necromorph and then you can then attack the rest of the group. I think that would be such a cool twist on this entire franchise because we're always in it together.
Yeah.
Even if some of us are making decisions that other people don't want them to make, we're still with the group. Sometimes you can leave somebody and run, but you're never attacking your group.
Which game was it that was similar to these? Where the phrase "blood is the mole" comes from?
Until Dawn?
No.
And The Quarry?
No.
And then Dark Pictures?
It wasn't a Dark Pictures. It was a different thing that we played on our phones, where you could
No, not 1, 2, 3 switch. What was it?
I don't know.
Chad, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
That's where "blood is the mole" comes from.
Blood is the
But it
mole.
was it was sort of like that, where
Yeah.
we were together in situations, and then it turned on us.
Yeah.
One of them turned on us.
And I just really, it's just, this whole this whole franchise to me is a gift.
Yeah. We love Dark Pictures here.
They do what they're doing better than anyone in the biz, so it's really the best in class.
No one
in my
dares
opinion.
try.
And I love
Not true, I guess.
the variety. The last one we were in the Middle East desert under the
Fucking
freaking
House of Ashes, dude.
10 out of 10.
It's my favorite one, probably.
So good.
Really good.
Now we're in deep space.
Yeah.
That is cool. Then we were on a boat in one, and just
Man of my day.
man of my dan, and exactly all of the, and then the city in that one. That one was cool too.
Oh,
With,
Little
Will
Hope?
Poulter. Little Hope. Look at you.
That's the
nailing
little
all
town,
the
yeah.
names. Yeah. So I really appreciate the amount of variety on here. For the Dark Pictures.
Dude, yeah, I'm so excited about this. And I mean, this is such our wheelhouse.
I know.
Space horror.
Yeah. You can't beat that.
Thing-esque, Aliens-esque,
Yeah.
Dead Space-esque,
Totally.
Event Horizon-esque, tick more of our boxes personally.
Yeah.
Why don't you? This seems incredible.
Also, one of my I like to throw it to Damiani, resident space expert here, absolutely love space. The premise is one of my favorite of space stories. Also been done a million times, but I always love it. Earth is dying and humankind is seeking a new home in the stars.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Of course.
It's a documentary at this point. It's just gonna have to happen.
And we are on the Cassiopeia, the initial survey ship.
Cassiopeia, probably.
Cassiopeia, the initial survey ship sent to scout our chosen planet. So we're the first ones. That is awesome.
A colony ship?
Yes.
Where something goes like
We
the
honed in on
stakes,
its beacon.
not for unknown reasons unknown.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
Looks when it first started the trailer, I thought it looked like a little bit like Passengers. That
Passenger.
movie
Oh my
yeah.
god. Oh, what's
recommend
I was like,
nerd,
oh crap! Did they just get woken up by like a
I recommend the
like-
Nerd Writer and the Pop Culture Detective videos about Passengers, about how it's like weird and toxic. Because the Nerd Writer one, he flips it to make it from her perspective and makes it like a horror movie.
totally?
It
Yeah,
makes
the
it
movie
way
was
more
weird.
interesting. Yeah.
The movie was super weird. It made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
correct.
how the ship looked and stuff, and like the premise of being
Yeah.
woken up. That's what I thought this was at first, and then it's like, no, it's,
Dude, a Bioshock in space would be cool.
yeah.
Is this your most anticipated Dark Pictures yet, Damiani? Because it's in space.
Well, the one we played where we were all like military was also pretty good
That's House
too.
of Ashes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, did I play that one with you? I thought it was a different one.
I don't recall if you were there, but that's the one where you're soldiers.
Then it was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, no, it was that. Yeah, it was that one. Yeah,
I think you were
Sorry.
there.
Yeah, and because we all thought we were gonna like die and
Yeah.
stuff. And it wasn't the last
That's
part.
the one where Bloodworth.
100%.
Like,
It was
we kept, like,
House of Ashes.
it's like shoulder tap parts. We had to keep handing off the controller and stuff.
Yep.
At the
Yeah,
end, it
that was so
insane.
good.
That was
In
so
the
good.
little,
Oh
little
my
shack.
God.
Yeah. That's the one where Bloodworth straight up just murdered a man. And we were all just like, Blood, you're killing him. Blood, stop.
Stop killing
Blood, you're
him.
killing him. And he just kept
Blood.
doing it. And I was like, Blood just murdered that man.
What are you doing?
They hype up the Dark Pictures. And then lastly, new mechanics is the last thing I wanted to say. To improve your chances of survival, we've introduced several new tools to this Dark Pictures franchise. Throughout the game, you can use these to locate secrets, solve puzzles, and overcome enemies. Most of your tools are linked to a multifunctional utility strap your character wears on their wrist.
Okay.
The strap also controls a shoulder-mounted flashlight, but you'll need to be careful using this as the aliens can spot the beam.
Ooh.
As is to be expected in one of our games, you'll spend a lot of time creeping around the dark.
You might say that the aliens hone in on your beacon in this one.
Not for reasons unknown. Oh, Ripley's the goat. Bum, bum, bum.
Do something.
Dreams of Another was really wild. That was the pixel junk game with guns
yeah.
where you're shooting to
Oh,
create.
yeah.
To create.
What a premise.
What a very awesome premise. One of those premises
Yeah, sure.
that I just sometimes think is only possible in video games. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, like this is a video game saying and doing something.
Yeah.
You know, because like guns and destruction, obviously not good. You know, and so many games are about just shooting things. You know,
Yeah.
which is super fun and awesome in video games, of course. But flipping that on its head and using guns to create, I think is just a really unique viewpoint. And also Pixel Junk has just such an incredible history of games
Yeah.
that I'm very excited for this one now.
It's such a departure. I mean, I think they're just putting it out, maybe not developing it, but like it's such a departure from their other stuff.
Oh!
Whoa!
Sounds. We don't want sounds. We don't want sounds. We don't want them.
Yeah, with the art style of this one, I think in VR, like all this spatial stuff is going to
Yeah.
look extremely impressive. It's probably hard to really see how cool this like weird I don't even know what you call this, like pixelized mosaic sort of.
Pointillism almost.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I think when you feel the space in VR, it's going to be really nice.
Totally.
Intense logo.
Very. Five Nights at Freddy's. Full disclosure, I've played that entire franchise for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think I've played it at all.
bringing players another excursion
Maybe
into the
once.
horror trappings of Five Nights at Freddy's. Secret of the Mimic is an all-new adventure and gameplay review, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't...
We're old.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah,
I'm out of the loop on Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe
that's
I should...
okay.
Maybe I should give it a go. Hell Is Us? That's like the Soulsy looking
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking.
crazy
Death
one.
Stranding.
It looks pretty
Yeah.
awesome. I just want to give that a shout out because it looks so sick.
Yeah, we were like, is this a Strand like? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I don't have a press release for that one, which to me says it's a little far away.
Yeah.
But it's coming out on September 4th, apparently.
Oh,
So probably more news coming down the line as we get closer. And then, of course, here we go. Here we fucking go. The moment I've been waiting for, and the moment a lot of you, I'm sure, have been waiting for. Lies of P DLC.
I was like, is this going to be Onimusha? Is this
I
going to
know.
be Monster
Which
Hunter? Is
is
this
it?
going to be Shinobi? Is this going to be, like, which of the moments we've been waiting for is this one?
Lies of P Overture, which
Maybe this time.
I realized after it went off, and then I looked into it, it's a prequel.
Oh.
So cool. A prequel to Lies of P, the best From Software game not made by From. Easily. It's not even close. It's not even a question.
I guess I should give it a fourth try.
It is like everyone is just like, where's Bloodborne Remaster? Bloodborne. It's right here. Just play this. That'll get your Bloodborne fix. That'll reset your Bloodborne cooldown for like 5 years.
The
It
puppets
did
in
for
Bloodborne
me.
are cool.
Bloodborne rips and is the best of all time, of course, but not everything can be the best.
Yeah.
So when we play something that's second best, it fills that void and it scratches that itch. Lies of P is so freaking good. I cannot even stress how much. If you have not played Lies of P, you should download it tonight and play it because it is actually the best. And it came out in 2023. We're getting a little older now. We go back to Krat, back in its time of grandeur before its collapse. On the brink of the Puppet Frenzy Massacre, you follow the legendary Stalker, a mysterious guide, through untold stories and chilling secrets. As Geppetto's deadly puppet, you'll journey through Krat and its surroundings, uncover hidden secrets, and face epic battles that shape the past and future of Lies of P. Where's everybody this Lies of P DLC hype? Hit me.
I think it looks really cool,
Yeah.
but I also haven't played Lies of P yet.
Will you? Did
but
this...
this environment look? Yeah, I like the drastic change environment because it's. I mean, I know it's the same place, but seeing how it looks more alive, like for half the trailer is like, is there like combat in this, or are you just like walking around and interact? Like, cause it seemed jolly for a little while, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, shit hits the fan, and you see like some enemies start attacking you, and it's like, oh, okay, so it I thought they were going really crazy with it. I was like, oh damn, what is this? But
Hell yeah.
I mean, like the aesthetic for it is like just still holds up.
Did it make you
know?
want
I
to
mean, it's not
hop
that old.
into the base game, Damiani?
That's a question I want to know after you've played it. Let me know if like you can play this first, or if you would recommend playing the base game first.
I'm going to
and then
tell you
jumping
what the
into this.
developers said about that, Damiani.
Oh,
Here it is.
Okay, let's hear the creator's intent.
There's a term in movie making known as a director's cut. This version differs from an initial theatrical release and usually includes additional footage the filmmaker believes perfects the work. With Lies of P Overture, I wonder if we subconsciously aimed to create a developer's cut of Lies of P. Our production crew had so many stories and features that we're eager to explore. We were constantly brainstorming until the very end. Figuring out how to weave these elements into Lies of P Overture was a major challenge for me as the director. With this new retrospective, we're committed to ensuring that the love and support we received for Lies of P is honored. Telling the story we've always wanted to share, rest assured we'll continue giving it our all until the very end. So they kind of just talk about how it's a director's cut. Maybe like, I think they're trying to say like, if you have never played and you go back and you play this whole thing, then it's just kind of like adding to the base game and making it one full work. That's kind of the vibe I get.
Is this
from it.
standalone or is this going to be like
You
something
need
have to
the base
access in
game to
the
play
game? So it's going to be something you have to like access in.
Yeah. Unclear how you access it at this point in
okay,
time. If
I
it's like
see.
It's a dual-
Dark Souls DLC, you know,
Right.
go to a weird spot, use a
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
item.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
Exactly.
Could be that. Could absolutely be that. Could be an option on the menu. Go into Overture. Unclear at this point.
I would be surprised by that.
Yeah.
I would lean toward the former, probably.
Yeah.
Some kind of like obtuse series of events that will lead you into the painted world.
You're being obtuse.
Do you trust your wife?
Do you trust me? Shawshank Redemption shout out. They showed Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. We don't need to cover it because we will be covering it in full detail upon release. Please be
Wow.
excited. Lost Soul aside, this was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, someone in the comments said this is like begun by like one person or something.
That's what I thought. I thought we saw this like a few years
And then
ago,
they,
and it was
like-
like one dev was making it or
Yeah,
something
then
at the time.
Sony was like, "Hey, here's a crew, or something."
The wait
Like,
is finally
that's wild.
over. This is Yang Bing as the creator of Lost Souls aside. I couldn't be more excited to share some big news as we launch on May 30th.
Fucking A.
Coming right up. What started
That's
as a one-person...
contentious day.
Yeah. May 30th? Mm-hmm. What's on May 30th? Night Rain.
I had to think through. I'm like, are we allowed to talk about this? Yes, we are.
We absolutely are.
Night Rain.
Night Rain. Shout
Same day.
out.
Might want to move.
What started as a one-person dream, me, a computer, and endless late nights, has evolved into a sprawling adventure full of breathtaking visuals and adrenaline-pumping combat.
This game looks crazy.
That is cool. That is cool. So, yeah, I mean, just I'm always eager to look at a creator's work, like a you know, this game, like he's saying, is like from me and my computer, and that's it. Like that's how it started. Like vision, you know, I always respect an artist's vision
Yeah.
when they're trying to like make something.
Yeah.
So super cool. Got some Dragon's Dogma vibes in there a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing looking at you, dragon looking at you.
Yeah, alternate dimensions and stuff. One standout moment during development was designing the boss battles, speaking my language. The fight with a towering dragon remains one of my personal favorites. So everybody, when you get to that towering dragon, know that
Developer favorite.
developer favorite right there. It challenges you to juggle, Damiani, aerial dodges, perfectly timed counters, and relentless strikes. I didn't hear AoEs in there. Does that bum you out?
It's okay. It's a like character action style game.
The enemies look like they had some AoEs.
Yeah.
Beneath
probably
the flashy moves, there's depth for players who love to experiment. You can customize loadouts, change synergistic combos, and strategize with Arena, Kaiser's dragon-like companion. His abilities aren't just support, they're game changers, turning tough battles into your favor when used wisely.
Nice.
So definitely want to look out for. Lost Soul aside. Metal Eden, that was kind of the marathon one we thought was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
cyberpunky.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. Combat ready androids. Super hyped on that. Always down. How long do we talk about Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater?
I think we can just say it looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, they have like this looks like the soundtrack's intact, so it was nice. And then the bonus content still in there.
Yeah.
Although they're redesigning it. The
Ipscape.
yeah, it's still in there.
Do you think we're going to get Monster Hunter because of Peace Walker and Monster Hunter's hot right now? There's a
know.
history with this franchise and Monster Hunter tie-ins. That's
Maybe
why I asked.
not because
No?
of licensing. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Snake Eater is
Yeah.
We live in a world of
one of my favorite
crossovers.
games.
Which was the one you hunted? Was it a great
Peace Walker.
Yagi you hunted in Peace Walker?
Yeah,
the
it was,
mission?
I think it was a Rathalos, wasn't it?
Or is it
It's
Rathalos?
usually
No,
a
it was
Rathalos or
yeah.
Rathian or one of those.
Yeah.
Mommy Wrath or Daddy Wrath.
Such a confusing emotional game for me because it is in my top 3 franchises of all time. It's one of the only Metal Gear Solid 4 specifically was the only game that I said was my favorite of all time over Resident Evil 2 for a moment. It's since reverted.
Wow.
But it just shows how much I love this franchise. Even back on the NES, when I didn't even know what Metal Gear was. Like I owned Metal Gear on NES and played it a lot. And then later in my life, I played Metal Gear Solid. And then even after that, I realized they were connected. Like I didn't even put them together. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Truly one of the greatest franchises of all time. But what gets weird is that Kojima's not involved. You know?
Yeah,
it's the
that's-
most franchise tied to a single human of all time.
That's the thing. Like for
Yeah.
me with this is like, because for a lot of remasters, for a lot of remakes, I like when they go the Final Fantasy route and just do weird shit and like make it something else, because I'm like, cool, they both still exist, unless it's like impossible to get the old version or play the old version or whatever.
Yeah.
This one is like, I guess I just want it to be a reskin, like, because
Totally.
he's not around. I'm like, they better not change a fucking
Damn thing.
pixel.
Yeah.
Except for to obviously make it higher res. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just hope it's good. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the like higher fidelity changes like enemy behavior and like all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know.
After Silent Hill 2 remake,
I mean,
there's hope, right?
mean,
There's hope and
there is hope.
and benefit of the doubt for sure.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is one of my favorite games of all time. And like,
Absolutely.
it's my favorite Metal Gear easily. And
The favorite part about the franchise is that every single one is somebody's favorite.
Yeah.
That's the best.
yeah,
1,
for
2,
whatever
3,
reason,
4. Like
this one,
yeah.
this one is mine. I like
5,
the time
maybe.
period. I like the vibes of it.
Yeah.
Like, I've
the boss is the
played
goat.
and replayed this game so many times as a teen, and
Yeah.
so I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope they didn't fuck it up.
I do think it's weird that it will be a lot of players' first Metal Gear, and that freaks me out.
I mean,
because
it's
playing 1 and 2.
it's a prequel. It's in the past.
but still, that's
It's
weird.
Like Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
Yeah.
You're
True.
jumping in
Yeah.
with the first one. Maybe they're going to do
You're
a
right.
chronological
Chronological.
release.
But the story of those, Damiani, is way less important than the Metal
I
Gear
know.
story. Like,
You got to do Kojima's intent, right? You got to play
Yeah.
them in the order.
Because
they
I
were-
mean, a lot of the resonance of this plot kind of does traffic in your knowledge of who these people are and like
what becomes.
and what becomes
Yeah.
of the people. And
Yeah.
so like there is that to say for it, but I think that it is strong enough probably to stand on its own 2 feet.
100%.
Like-
100%.
And it'll be an interesting, it's like the Star Wars argument where it's like the younger generation that actually did start on 1,
Yeah.
whereas we started on 4.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not wrong, it's just different.
It's not wrong. It's
You know?
different. Great take. I love it. And at the end of the day, I'm so excited because it's been so long now, truly, since like I haven't touched Metal Gear as a franchise since Kojima left and Phantom Pain was released. Like that was it. I finished that game and have not touched this franchise that I grew up with, that I just obsessed over in so long. So it'll be nice to just like kind of rekindle
yeah.
that love.
It will be interesting to see if they do try to do this treatment to 2 or certainly 1, because that would require, I think, a lot more kind of like creative thought, especially 1.
Yeah.
And like that would feel a little more like, I don't know, like not offensive or whatever, but just like I would be more worried,
totally.
Because like this one, it's like, okay, they're just making it look better, probably making it control a little better, modernizing a lot of stuff. But like redoing 1 in this style would be like, are you keeping it top down? Are you making it over the shoulder? Like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know.
So it allows you to choose between 2 different control styles:
Oh.
an over-the-shoulder third-person viewpoint
Yeah.
in
Crazy.
new style, and a top-down viewpoint in legacy style to recreate the look and feel of the original game. And remember, Subsistence had behind the back as well.
Okay. I never played Subsistence at all. I only played the original.
The legacy style camera and controls might be tricky to get used to, which is why we designed new style so that contemporary gamers can jump right in.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I guess because in my mind, it just controls like a normal video game. But if I jumped in, I'd be like, oh shit, yeah, like this is an old game.
Here's some other info, Damiani. We've added a quick select menu to make changing your camo simpler.
I was just thinking about camo, yeah.
Different camo
that's
patterns
nice.
not only help you blend into the environments and hide from enemies, some might have other helpful effects. So yeah, just quality of life stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Get that Octo camo.
Nearly all the Easter eggs from the original, like obscure mechanics and tricks, magazines, posters, and
nearly.
items like Calorie Mates are back in the remake,
The little frogs?
are returning as well.
Yay!
But this time they'll be joined by GAKOs hiding around various game areas for you to discover. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
The Kirotons are in the same locations as the original game.
Oh, good, okay.
But with the new addition of the GAKOs and their camouflage helping them blend into their hiding spots, we think it will be a novel experience for returning players as well. So give it your best shot and try to track them all down. I love that.
Nice.
They're the little ducks?
Yeah. Look at that. That's so good.
I went out of my way to get all those little frogs back in the day.
Yeah. PS5 Pro support. You can enjoy smoother, enhanced performance, even with the graphics set to quality mode.
Must be nice.
Blah, 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 blah. And then there's like 10 pre-order bonuses. Cool. Yeah. Metal Gear. Sick.
Of course.
Oop.
And
Mind's Eye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this.
This was a big one. This is from Benzies.
Benzies!
Welcome to the world of Mind's Eye. I'm going to throw this to Don. Don, what do you think about this? What was your take on Mind's Eye?
I'm trying to remember which Mind's Eye.
This was the cover-based semi-cyberpunk looking shooter.
It's the one that started off like a game, one kind of game, and then became GTA, and then became Detroit Become Human, and then became something
Mind's
else.
Eye is our narrative-driven
Yes.
single-player action-adventure thriller set in the not-too-distant future in the fictional desert city of Red Rock, where artificial intelligence and human greed collide. Fuckers. To bring Earth to the precipice of collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks neat. I mean, I don't know. It was hard to tell. It obviously has like a story driving it forward, even though it seemed like at some points you're like, oh, there's this open world here. I have a feeling this is a pretty linear kind of experience here kind of deal, you know?
Seems that way from the description.
You know, I don't know on this one. You got the iRobots. That's right.
iRobot,
There's a whole bunch
dude.
of stuff. I mean, it looks like real nice production quality in this, but
Yeah.
and, like, you know, the driving, everything looks really well done. It looks fun.
So Red Rock is the backdrop of Mind's Eye, where advanced technology is now an inescapable part of daily life. AI robotics and neural implants have reshaped society, bringing both new opportunities and risks. As you progress through the story, you'll see how technology has transformed the everyday life of its citizens. Automated systems manage many aspects of the city, and the lines between corporate power and government control have blurred, raising important questions about who's really in charge.
So also a documentary.
Yeah. This world isn't just a backdrop. It's filled with stories, perspectives, and hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. As you progress, you'll learn how to adapt and use these new technologies in your mission.
He's got the like mind jack thing in the same spot they have in Blade Runner 2049.
Totally. Any other takes on this game?
So seems like something you'll enjoy.
Yeah. That's
so
where
right.
Maybe too
You're so-
ambitious,
Yep.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, but it looks maybe too ambitious but who knows? Maybe they had a huge budget and have been working on it for years.
It's coming this year for summer, and your enemies won't hold back. This reminds me of Fear.
Yeah.
This is some of the best AI of all time in a game ever. Your enemies won't hold back, working together to flush you out of cover, flank your position, or swarm you with sheer numbers. The combat system is designed to be fluid, dynamic, and rewarding for players who adapt their approach to each encounter. To even the odds, you can activate your companion drone to support you as you progress through missions. But combat is only part of the action. Looking at you, Ryan Gosling. Mind's Eye also delivers exhilarating high-speed chases
Okay.
that punctuate Jacob's journey, pushing his driving skills to the limit. These sequences take you through diverse environments, from bustling cityscapes to remote industrial sites, trailer parks, and deserts, immersing you in a world that feels
So
alive
linear.
and constantly in motion. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
not open world.
Not open world. That's
Okay.
very interesting.
I mean, with all the stuff they're showing in this trailer, that actually gives me more confidence.
Yeah.
Because that seems like they're not outstripping their means or whatever. Like, it's,
Yeah.
They can make a huge, impressive, like, cityscape, but you only drive through part of it. Like, that makes more sense.
Totally.
It's interesting. Drones are such a big part of this trailer. You see so many several different models of drones, from like small ones to like the one that it looks like, it's actually you can ride inside and stuff. But I don't actually kind of get any sense of any of the drone mechanics, which is interesting. There's all these shots, but they all seem like none of them seem like gameplay shots. For
It
instance.
sounds like you call him in as a support buddy. And,
Yeah, some
something.
like the
I'm
Division
curious how
vibes
much
I kind of get, I
interaction there
guess.
is there. Because the
Nice.
drones look fun.
Yeah.
Next up, Monster Hunter Wilds, which we will be talking about in detail, in length.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be sick of us talking about
yeah.
Monster Hunter
Yeah.
Wilds.
Yes.
But we do just have a preview
Yes.
that just went up.
Gabby and I streamed the beta for like an hour and a half. It was Super Bowl Sunday, I'm sorry, and the beta was almost ending, so we streamed a little bit. I think there's
Yeah.
another beta coming out this
Weekend,
though.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hop into that, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we will see you for hunts
Yes.
when the game is out.
Comes out February 28th, right around the corner. Please be
and
excited.
we'll squad up, baby.
We have penciled in.
Yeah.
Penciled. Can be erased.
I don't know if I can do Sundays, but we can figure it out.
Penciled in for Sunday morning / afternoon, like 11 a.m. Pacific.
That I can maybe do.
Loose.
Damiani's not happy.
Damiani's
Yeah.
doesn't
that's
like
good.
this.
Sundays
We're gonna
are,
talk about it
family days. So
Sundays are
that's good.
Yeah.
family days.
Sunday is lazy coffee, play game all day day.
Evening would be better.
Yeah,
but,
we will be going over the time for the weekly hunts because it is going down.
I mean,
I
I'll
would
be playing,
prefer-
so it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just be up anyway.
Yeah.
I'd prefer us killing like the first half of a Tuesday or Thursday, like we already,
Hell yeah.
because those are already fucked.
Could
you
be.
know?
There you go. Which brings us to my main event, of course, for reals. Onimusha
Yeah.
is fully
Heck yeah.
fully back. It's not just back a little bit. It's not like
Dreams
teasing
freaking
it. Like when
Onimusha.
when Onimusha 1 Remastered came out like 7 years ago now, insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It was like, oh, maybe it's back. No, we are back in action.
Yeah.
Onimusha
I'm
Way of the
thinking I'm
Sword.
back.
I'm thinking I'm back. John Wick Chapter 4, the best one. Onimusha Way of the
Doesn't he
Sword.
say that in one?
What's up?
He says that in one.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like 4 the most.
Separate thought.
Yeah, separate. Though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
Tokyo Slim, patron saint of reaction shots, loves
Yeah.
number 1 the most by far.
Yeah.
So
It's a classic.
it's an absolute classic.
1 and 4 are probably the best though. For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. And I love 2, though. Common. Gotta get that Common hype.
Fucking Silo, dude.
Oh, my God.
I wonder if Ballerina's gonna be good. Anyway.
I believe in John Wick until they prove otherwise. Onimusha Way of the Sword, the brand new entry in this series, and a remaster of Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, which also, let's start there. Let's just quickly start on Onimusha 2, Don. I'm sorry. If you have a trailer. If not, it's all good.
This is what happens when we don't have a rundown. Don just has a guess what we're talking about.
Don is doing
You
I want
missed it. It's
chat
up,
to
up, up, up.
appreciate Don
Up.
today, especially
Right there,
because
green.
this specific podcast this week,
Total insanity.
total insanity. We are
We had like
flying by the seat of our
an
pants.
eighth of a rundown.
Yeah.
Hubert told me he didn't have any love and respects as we were going live. I was looking at them on my phone. Then my phone got weird because Patreon sucks on the phone, and I had to just start screenshotting love and respect entries and sending them on DMs on Slack.
It's going
chaos.
pretty
So the first
smoothly.
two will be copy pasted, then
Yeah.
the next three are just screenshots.
It's absolute chaos. But the point is, It doesn't matter because Onimusha's back,
Onimusha is
everybody.
back, dude. The sword sound effects are unadulterated.
It's so satisfying.
It's so good.
Onimusha 2, absolute one of the best. We just did the deepest dive over on MinMax. We went through the first one, and it's always so fun revisiting.
Or remastered?
Remastered. But Ben Hansen is a real one and was playing the PS2 version on a CRT because that's
Wow.
just how he does it. I mean, he's just, shout out, dude. Well done, bro. Flex. Onimusha 2, though, I was really scared the last couple years because that remaster of the first one came
too.
out and then just radio silence.
Yeah.
And this to me is one of Capcom's greatest franchises. It's one of my absolute personal favorites because the base cell is Samurai Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Fixed cameras, going through fighting freakos,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit of survival horror with like a little bit of inventory management, a little bit, obviously nowhere near Resident Evil.
It's like the weird like mixture of OG Devil May Cry and
Exactly.
OG Resident
It's
Evil.
right
It's like
in the middle
right
of
in the middle.
both.
Yeah.
The 3 pillars.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Like, I was born on Resident Evil, Onimusha, and Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
That is legit. And obviously, like, before that, Super Mario. But, like, the prime of my teenage years were, like, those 3 franchises.
Yeah.
All Capcom. But, yeah, it's back. It feels so good because it leads me to believe...
It was Capcom and Konami my whole childhood.
Totally. It leads me to believe that 3 and maybe even 4 will be out before Way of the Sword, which comes out next year now. And I just want to give a quick no spoiler shout out to 2 for just being a big sequel. Having a hub world, having more RPG elements, just way more character development and character depth.
It was always my favorite. Like
So
2
good.
was crazy.
A lot of people will say 3 because of the Jean Reno novelty and just that whole like modern day Paris sick vibe. Like 3 is incredible. But 2 is also like maybe the best one, really. Which brings us to Onimusha Way of the Sword, the brand new entry. Damiani, where do you stand on Onimusha as a franchise, my man?
So I remember renting one of them from Blockbuster back in the day for PS2.
I require further elaboration.
and not getting like very far in it because I
Classic.
wasn't used to that type of game. So I kind of like bailed on it. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that was like it. That was like the one time I tried it. I was
It's
like,
all right.
But I mean, I've always seen it as like feudal Japan Resident Evil with other cool shit thrown in, like the camera work and stuff. Like it was Capcom was like, you know, firing on all cylinders with that style of like, you know, game design. And I was like, yeah, of course, this like I can see what the appeal of this is. But I also like back then I wasn't really into like I wasn't clicking with Resident Evil yet either. Remember, I didn't get on board with Resident Evil till Resident Evil 4 hit GameCube.
You were the 4
so that's
master.
when I jumped in. I was like, oh shit, and I was on from that part, and I had to go back and like appreciate the older ones, even though I still prefer the 4 onward style of gameplay.
Yeah.
But this one, like, that's why I was like asking, you know,
Yeah.
if this would be a good one to hopefully it's a good one to jump in on, because it looks really. I mean, obviously they've like modernized it, so it's like looks really good. And then that protagonist, like,
dude,
not
it
what
looks
I was
amazing.
expecting, but also like very captivating. Honestly, like. Yeah, like an interesting direction to go with, and I think it's like working so far.
Absolutely.
I think it's really good hook for like newer, like trying to get newer people like me. It's like, oh, what's up with this? Like it doesn't feel like there's any like history or baggage. It's like it's just like
new.
trying to be like more like
It's
you know,
not Onimusha
quirky and
5.
relatable and
Right.
like kind of comedic a little bit because like it seems all serious and is like, you know, doubting himself and then running. I'm like, wait, what? Like what?
Well,
What's
and
going on here?
in a lot of like samurai movies and stuff, there is the kind of like off-kilter jokester kind of character, like archetype, which I always really like. Like 13 Assassins has it, like 7 Samurai, they've all got it. And he
Which-
seems like he's embodying that.
Which
is
here
really
it all is, Isla.
like
We didn't even
Shogun
realize.
had that guy who was great, who won the.
We didn't even
whatever.
realize. The face is modeled after Toshiro Mifune.
Oh, really?
The legendary.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
So where's
awesome.
Broshiro in chat?
He does
Shout
look
out.
familiar now that you say that.
Because he looks like younger and
Yeah,
obviously a
yeah.
video game, and I just didn't expect it, but it's based on the GOAT,
Yeah.
Toshiro. And the character is none other than Miyamoto Musashi, which made me think of Brave Fencer Musashi and all that,
Exactly.
right?
I
A
mean,
legendary
yeah,
figure in Japanese history.
Oh, okay.
He's a fierce young samurai who, in a supernatural twist of fate, finds himself wielding an Oni gauntlet and battling hordes of demonic Genma, which is the
Sick.
demon enemies. It takes place in Kyoto, which has been corrupted by malevolent clouds of malice. Top 10 malevolent clouds of malice.
Yeah.
Summoning hell into the world of the living and plunging. This sounds like a Doom game.
It's like the ooze
Yeah.
under the city in Ghostbusters 2.
Plunging feudal Japan's capital into chaos. Equipped with an Oni gauntlet, Musashi is granted power beyond human limits, allowing him to stay.
Ask you. The
Yes,
gauntlet
Damiani?
talking.
Yeah,
Does it do that before in any other? Is that new?
not
Is that like a shock
thought
to you,
it
or is that
talked a
like
little bit,
established?
but I don't
so
remember.
so in the because I haven't played the 2 and 3 and 4 in a minute. I don't remember that in the first game. Before you get the gauntlet, you get summoned to like an astral plane type place where the Oni talk to you, but never like through the gauntlet like this. I think they might have streamlined it.
I have a vague
All right.
memory of the gauntlet talking to you, but maybe I'm just creating a memory.
Yeah.
Chat, do you remember? Don will tell us.
I don't recall. Equipped with the Oni Gauntlet, Musashi is granted power beyond human limits, blah, 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 allowing him to slay monstrosities from the underworld, including the destructive axe-wielding Byakuya, whose power grows when it becomes soaked in its own blood.
Whoa.
Sick.
That's a Michael Huber character.
Very
Michael Huber type.
axe-wielding person who gets stronger when they're covered in blood.
Yeah.
10 out of
Their
10.
own blood.
Yes.
A true berserker.
Seems the consensus is that it didn't talk.
Yeah,
Okay,
did not
all
talk.
right,
That's what I
okay,
thought.
okay.
That's what I thought. Here's what gets
Just
me.
my Vampire Hunter D love. Just
Here's what just gets me so emotional. The Onimusha's first new installment in nearly 2 decades.
Ooh.
I feel old.
Nearly 2 decades. I have only been on this earth for like 3+ decades. So like, wow.
Almost 4.
Yeah. Onimusha Way of the Sword pairs the rich blend of history and myth with cutting-edge combat. The game centers around satisfying sword-to-sword clashes, with an emphasis on slicing through enemies
Yeah.
and the tension of deciding when to absorb their souls in the heat of battle. And it's coming out worldwide in 2026 for PS5, Xbox, and PC on Steam. There we go. It's back.
Onimusha, baby. I'm
Onimusha.
jazzed as hell.
And how many times have I? No, oh my god,
Yeah,
the
picking up the floor,
environmental
yeah.
attacks. They don't even say that in the press
Oh,
release.
yeah, that was sick.
So cool. It makes me think of like just like Crouching Tiger and Fearless and all these old like wushu like martial arts movies where people and like Ip Man where people are like
Yeah.
flipping
Yeah.
tables and like kicking them across the room and stuff. So
Yeah, am I
cool.
misremembering? One enemy like had like something covering their head, right? And they were just like, weren't they just like walking off to the side, swinging randomly?
In this trailer?
Yeah, wasn't that at one part?
I don't know.
Like a pot on someone or something.
Yeah, like a cloth or something
Yeah.
like fell, like got cut and fell on them, and they
Oh,
couldn't see, and they were
that's
just like
fun.
swinging, and I was like, "What the hell?"
So sick.
Yeah,
And-
he kicked over like the table, right?
yeah.
He threw the
Yeah.
tatami mat or whatever at him.
And,
Yeah.
and truly, my favorite thing of
Flipping
all time
tatami
is
mats, I
when
like
you have a brand new entry in a franchise you love and a remaster coming. There is nothing better ever, ever, ever. Because everybody gets to get caught up. Everybody gets to see the history and the older entries before the new one. Like, it's just perfect. Everything's perfect. Thank you, Capcom. Thank you. Next up is Saros.
Dude, yeah, Returnal.
Do you remember when Easy Allies gave Returnal Goaty
I do.
Game
I
of the Year?
recall that.
That was
yes.
correct.
I was there for that.
Correct. Because here we go again.
yeah. Yeah, this game looks cool, and it's got Rahul Cooley.
Yeah.
which is
Also a
neat.
2026 game.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the farthest out one, maybe, that they showed. At least had a farthest date, maybe,
Yeah.
in this
From like a
state of
PlayStation
play.
studio,
Yeah,
for sure.
for this
yeah.
state of play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What else is there to say? Like, Returnal is sick. This looks sick. It looks like
rips.
Housemarque. Yeah, it looks Returnal-esque.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like, in the same. Not sure that it would really
When
make
you
sense
see the
to be in the
eye,
same world. But
when you
like,
see the balls in the eyeball, it was
Yeah.
so Returnal. It was saying like, "Here's the Returnal bullet hell coming at
bullet
you."
hell, which means I'm going to be bad at this game.
Though it's 2026, so there will definitely be difficulty options.
Oh, sure.
That's a thing
Yeah.
now. Like everybody's invited.
Yeah.
Come on in.
But this game, it looks. I mean, like Housemarque has a great pedigree, and like
They
love
sure do.
love a multi-armed freako, love a dying sun, love
Yeah.
Rahul Cooley, like
Really want to give a shout out to Super Stardust HD. That was my introduction
yeah.
to Housemarque. 2007. Also like Outland,
Outland was sick.
Resogun.
Resogun was sick.
Even Nex Machina and Matterfall were cool.
Yeah,
And then Returnal in 2021.
dude, I played a shitload of Outland.
Yeah. So that'll be a 5-year gap between Returnal and
5
Saros.
years.
5 years. Games
Oy,
take
yeah.
forever. Games take forever.
Let them cook, dude.
Thankfully, when you get impatient waiting for GTA 6 and you get impatient waiting for games, there's a million other ones to play.
That's
so
true,
really it doesn't
generally.
matter when a game comes out because you have a million others to play. It's fine.
Yeah.
This all-new action game tells the haunting story of a lost off-world colony on Carcosa under an ominous eclipse.
Carcosa?
Carcosa.
Carcosa.
You play as...
implications there.
What is that implication?
Well, it was. I don't think that was just from True Dicks. I think that was from like The King in Yellow and like weird Lovecraftian shit. I think,
Shit.
unless it was just from True Detective.
Interesting.
But I think that's referenced in those books.
You play as Arjun Devraj, a powerful Soltari enforcer who will stop at nothing to find who he is looking for, clearly Jessica. An extended gameplay look will be released later this year. So we'll see gameplay. We didn't see any gameplay, but I think, and that always bothers me because I always just want gameplay. I don't really prefer cinematic trailers, obviously, because anybody, like, this could be a billion things. This could be a first-person shooter. This could be a third person. This could be an RTS. You don't know.
Yeah,
You don't know.
probably not an RTS.
Of course.
I assume it'll be bullet hell.
Yeah.
and I assume it'll be a third-person action game.
But when a studio you respect and trust releases something like this, then it's like, okay, excited. Now we wait for the gameplay.
The description of the game gave me a story theory, but I can't say it because it's spoilers for Returnal, so never mind. I have a theory who we could be
Alright.
looking for, but who knows?
Oh, do we think it's connected to Returnal?
I mean, I doubt it, but it might be. Who knows?
Okay.
It'd be cool if it is. And it'd be cool if it isn't. Let things just be.
It's an action game with the haunting story of a lost off-world colony on Carcosa.
Carcosa.
Bump, bump, bump. Performed by Rahul Cooley. A key gameplay distinction between Saros and Returnal is permanent resources and progression, making every death valuable. I'm a roguelite sucker.
Wait,
After
permanent. So it's not a roguelike.
roguelite. No, you get permanent upgrades. So it is.
Oh. Yeah. I thought it said permanent progression makes it different from Returnal, meaning it's not
You
a
get
roguelike.
permanent upgrades in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're roguelite.
Right.
Returnal was
But I mean, or like regular video games, you get permanent upgrades. that
but when
aren't
you
roguelike.
die and you have to
Yeah,
redo
yeah.
it. Because
Does it say that though?
after every death, you will face a changed world, but in
Oh,
Saros,
okay,
you will be
okay,
able
okay.
to choose and permanently
see.
upgrade your loadout from an evolving set of weapons and suit upgrades to come back stronger to overcome the challenges you face.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So grind it out, Darkest Dungeon style. Play forever. We are here. We are back. Awesome. One of the last ones here. Take us away, Don. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, August 29th, 2025. Let's go.
Hell yes.
This
Everything
looks great.
about this looks right. Exactly what we want. 2D, sick art. It looks like an absolute like nice DNA from all the earlier ones. I mean, I don't have like vast experience with Shinobi, but I played definitely a lot of 3. I played the original, I think back on Master System and stuff like that, you know. So, and I did get 3, you know, a couple of times over the years because it came out on the Virtual Console as well.
I even liked the
so-
PS2 reboot. Like that's kind of a mid
Was that the one with
game.
the crazy like wall
The
jumping or
scarf and
something?
the really really long scarf.
Yeah, that's super. Long.
Yeah.
Swimming in sevens, dude. It was cool. It was cool.
I remember, I definitely remember playing that a little bit at game trailers.
Yeah.
It was interesting, yeah.
They're good fun, you know. I mean, this looks like basically that, like, you know, and like you said, the pedigree of the team behind it is like extremely. I think that maybe is what gets me more excited
Absolutely.
than anything else.
Collaboration with Lizard Cube, the studio behind the acclaimed Streets of Rage 4.
Shout out, and you feel it when you watch this. You just can see some of that.
Yeah, dude. And like Streets of Rage, the like expectations to bring that franchise back, you know, after 20 years later, to bring it back maybe even better than it ever was. Like Streets of Rage 2 is my favorite, of course, but like Streets of Rage 4 technically might be the best one. So the fact that they're spearheading this, it just fills me with so much confidence. So much confidence.
Yeah, same. And the art style looks so rad also in this. You know, the animation's just like super sick.
The key features: execute the ninja arts with precision, wield your vast ninja arsenal, including the great katana obozuki, kunai, ninjutsu arts, and ninpo to vanquish your foes. Master the way of the shinobi, unleash limitless combos, all right, Dante, with unique combat moves, acquire amulets for enhanced abilities, and discover ninja tools to overcome obstacles and uncover new paths. Journey through a stylistic new world. Venture through more than a dozen unique and visually striking stages, from military bases to a scorching desert, and tackle challenging platform puzzles. More information on the announcement can be found in the press release, which I'm reading right now. Assets are available on the Sega Press site. Boom.
Boom.
Shinobi is back. Absolutely one of the best announcements at the show. Do you agree, Damiani?
It was probably the highlight for me, for sure. Just because, you throw out Streets of Rage 4, and you know me, like you were like you sold me on Streets of Rage, and then when I played it, like so good,
dude. Yeah.
And then our favorite Streets of Rage content in that, yeah. So it's like, what are they gonna do with like this? You know, and everything they've shown looks like fantastic. So. At this point, like you just say from like the creators of Streets of Rage 4 and take like any franchise and just make it like a 2D like
Well said.
beat
Well
them
said.
up or like platformer. Like they just make a Metroidvania at this point. Like let's go. Like,
From the
can we
creators
give
of
them
Streets
that
of
they
Rage
can
4
do with
in.
that?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, like there's a like insta like try buy or whatever. Like this looks so good. I mean everything looks so fast paced. Super stylish too. So it's like even though it's like the 2D hand animated, like it retains a unique feel. Obviously, it's like slightly derivative of what you've usually seen in Streets of Rage 4, but also like it still kind of has its own identity. And I get like a little bit bummed when I know how difficult it is to see like indie games be made and like side scrolling pixel art indie games some of them look a little too the same sometimes. This doesn't really fall into that trap for me, and it's because I said like the artwork is really good, but also like just the like the style, like the attacks, how they look, and like that one attack that like just like covers the screen with like kanji. It's like what it's just like over, like I like that over the top flashiness. And it sticks out to, it speaks to me. Sorry, it's a better way to put it.
That
I'm
dragon move, it reminds me of the original Streets of Rage 4 teaser, the announcement that it was back. That art style for a trailer is now just like in the game. And I'm like, yo, that's sick. Hell yeah. Any final thoughts on that, Don? I know you're so hyped, dude.
Yeah, no, just hyped. Yeah, like what Damiani said. It's like it's not a reinvention of the artistically. It's not. It's like so familiar. There's a lot of familiarity in this. It's not like, for instance, we brought up Shinobi when we're talking about pie in the sky dreams, since all these Ninja Gaiden and this both came back. We said, we need Shinobi. Like, for instance, when Shinobi was remade, you're like, okay, this has like a completely different look, but it's the same sort of DNA. But this just has like a lot of visual familiarity, even though it's this like awesome new art style,
Struda.
Yeah.
In-game upgrade currency. I love that. So there's going to be upgrades, which is really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because like Street Fighter H4 it doesn't really have that. Obviously the DLC, Mr. X Nightmare did, but yeah. And we will get the Gabby take on that trailer after we have finished Streets of Rage 3 and 4. Please be excited, because we just full playthrough 1 and 2. Check the archives. Split Fiction, Bloodworth's 10 out of 10 Goatee already. You can check out our preview.
Preview up right now to hear more about that. Blood played it. Blood checked it out, and Blood liked it.
Sonic Racing Crossworld. Sonic
Looks
is back.
great.
Not even back.
Yeah.
Sonic is not back. Sonic has been back, and Sonic is on top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta go
just
fast.
Continuing to go full speed. Yeah,
Continues to be back.
Continues to be back, and it looked really, really good.
did.
Sign
just
me
like
up.
Astrobots putting pressure on Miyamoto for 3D Mario. This is putting pressure on the Mario Kart team right now to start their game.
100%.
Well, that's the thing, Damiani.
Sonic's been killing it.
Like, that's what I thought of, is like, other than the concept of, okay, Mario Kart 9, like the shots of Mario Kart 9 didn't get my blood pumping at all that I saw. Whereas this, I was like, man, this looks sick as hell. And what was it? It was just a
To
desert.
be fair,
It
was like 2 shots.
There
Yeah,
was like,
it was like 2
2
shots.
seconds.
That's what I'm saying. But you take like any shot from this Sonic Racing trailer,
looks
any
madness.
single shot, and you're like,
Plus it had-
this looks rad as hell.
This had dinosaurs. It had all the wave. It had
And maybe
wave
they
racing.
craft carrier.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Some Diddy Kong energy
It
in
had
there.
everything Don
Ratchet and
loves.
Clank tech going on
Yeah.
there with the portals.
Portals.
Portals look super awesome. Oh, the portal into the Kraken. Who would have thought we'd be
Krakens.
racing through a Kraken?
Kraken
Oh,
portals.
what a
You're
year.
breaking in to the
Breaking
Kraken.
into the Kraken.
The Kraken is baking, and we're breaking in to get what the Kraken
We're
is
racing
baking.
in the Kraken.
Yeah.
Racing in the Kraken.
And you're braking while you're braking because you're in a car.
Love it. Splitgate 2 was shown. This is
Yeah.
an absolute sweat fest. The alpha drops on February 27th on PS5. The alpha is built around multi-team Portal Warfare mode, a 3-team 8v8v8.
That's 3 8s.
28s
And 8s.
and 8s.
Two small
and
pair.
8s.
Yeah.
yeah.
Two small pair.
Two small pair.
8s and 8s.
24-player battle set on a map 20 times larger than any map in the game yet.
Wow.
Splitgate 2, though, check it out. The alpha, February 27th, if you're into that. I have too many PvP games to worry about Splitgate for now. But it looks sick. Like honest, if you had told me when like Portal came out from Valve, like, oh, what if you put this in Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what, like a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of what Splitgate's
Just
doing
wait
there.
30 years and then
Yeah. Even though it's less like Counter-Strike and maybe more like Halo-ish, Apex-ish.
I played Splitgate 1. It was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
I liked it.
Stellar Blade is getting some DLC, and it's coming to PC as well in June.
Nice.
Love Stellar Blade. So fun. I can't say enough how fun that game is. The Midnight Walk was a big one.
Dude, this one looked so...
This one is insane.
Can you find this one, Don? The Midnight Walk?
This is coming out on May 8th. It's on VR as well.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
This one looks... Like, just the art style of this looks so cool to me. Like, very Nightmare Before Christmas, very all that.
Yeah. Kind of gives me a Lost in Random
Yeah.
vibe a little bit.
I hope this is good.
Same.
Because, like, there have been a lot of games that have this kind of vibe that are not bad, by any stretch. But, like, if this is, like, if this just hits, if this is Limbo or Inside or any of those, like...
Because you never know.
It would be so awesome. Because it
you
just looks so cool.
Yeah, you see these striking visuals, Isla, and it's like, this is one of the, like, most striking, imaginative, cool-looking things I've seen in a game.
Yeah.
So then those expectations come like, okay, is this going to be something special? Is
Yeah.
this going to rise to the occasion that the visuals are telling us, or will the gameplay and the story and the pit and all those other factors
Yeah. I mean, it looks.
make it not as good as we're hoping? You know,
My
you never know.
my assumption is that it probably won't be very long, which is probably cool. But who knows? The trailer, it looks like it has a few different, like, maybe kind of gameplay things going on. Like, the character was first person and shooting a
Yeah.
thing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this game?
I love a giant match. That's so
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
What a cool image.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks really neat.
Looks really cool. Super duper cool. Last 3 here. Tides of Annihilation. Single player action game adventure.
With
This was
Shadowheart.
Mystical London.
Is this the one with Shadowheart in it?
Yeah, players will take on the role of Gwendolyn,
Gwendolyn.
who
Shout
wields
out.
the power of a mysterious gray mist.
Love
that
a
can-
mysterious gray mist.
Dude, the mist, though.
Yeah, oh
Shout
my
out.
God.
10
Yeah,
out of 10.
Yeah.
Darabont. Coming back to
Darabont.
direct Stranger Things. How insane
Are
is
you
that?
kidding me?
Out of retirement to direct some of the episodes of the final season of
Holy
Stranger Things.
shit.
Yeah, insane.
I didn't know that.
Truly insane.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah.
And she's voiced, I've been told, by the voice actor for Shadowheart,
Nice.
whom we love
Definitely.
in our household. In our sapphic little household, we appreciate Shadowheart and their voice actor.
The gray mist can manifest 2 spectral knights at her side,
Classic.
with players required to strategically choose which knights to summon based on their preferred gameplay style and the challenges they face.
That's cool.
We love new IPs.
Yeah.
We love them.
And we love Astral Mist,
Yeah.
Gray Mist.
There was also Warriors Abyss.
Cool outfit.
Dynasty Warriors gets a roguelite twist.
Which
I love
apparently
roguelites.
came out.
Yeah, shadow dropping. Plays over 100 heroes while battling hordes of enemies in Hell.
Yeah.
Hell is big this year.
Hell.
Shout out to Hell.
Yeah.
And summoning it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Requiring you to change up the combination of heroes and items to discover new strategies to overcome challenging obstacles and plunge deeper into the unknown. And then lastly, Grumbomb, shout out, is so hyped. Welcome to the Island. WWE
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2K. Anytime Paul Heyman comes out, I mark out and I'm hyped because he's freaking Paul Heyman. The trailer introduced the Island, which will feature in the game when it launches on March 14th, right around the corner, WWE 2K25. A little bit of context, 2K24 was the first good WWE game in a very long time. Like many years. So hopefully that momentum carries through to 2K25. And it's always encouraging when they're not just phoning it in, copy paste, yearly entry. This is a full-on brand new mode here that seems like they're going all in for.
Yeah.
It's an online open world environment. Like Ed Boon, I hope you're watching this, bro. I really hope you're watching this, Ed Boon. The Island is an online open world environment filled with WWE themed landmarks, quests, live events, and shops with up to 50 other players at a time. It offers deep customization, giving players the chance to personalize their superstars like never before, Gabby.
Superstar.
Like never before.
Hell yeah.
They better deliver on that.
Freaks.
Superstar 25.
Defalte and Superstar's baby child.
Defalte star. Let's
Defalte
go.
star Super Defalte.
Yes.
Super faulty. Super faulty.
So hopefully the Island of Relevancy is amazing.
Is that why did you said that last time? Is
That's
that
what
a
they call the
wrestling thing?
island. Yeah, that's wrestling speak.
Okay.
The island. You're on the Island of Relevancy.
That's so intense.
It's so intense. The tribal chief, dude. I acknowledge the one true tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Alrighty, that is it for.
They showed Blueprints also. My most anticipated.
Oh my god, that
But
wasn't.
they never show anything.
Whoa.
They never show anything new. So
Dude,
whatever.
the disrespect. Let me.
Fine. It's fine.
Whoa,
it's
no,
fine.
no.
Blueprints. The trailer. I think the trailer was like only kind of new.
but on the PlayStation blog, on the official state of play, here's everything that was announced. Blueprints.
It wasn't announced.
Well, everything that was shown, Blueprints snubbed, not listed.
All right, well, it's fine. It's fine. Blueprints, dude.
Thanks, Sony.
Don't sleep on it. It's coming this
Jeez.
spring, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Blueprints.
I can't believe that's not listed.
Prince.
Do you take that as a slight?
No.
No?
Because the target audience for Blueprints
Yeah.
likes to dig, likes to solve puzzles. You know?
Yeah.
We know that they're hiding it intentionally so that we get the dopamine hit of solving the puzzle of
love
where
that.
was Blueprints
It's
in this
probably
blog
like
entry.
it's probably like embedded deep into this
you have
article.
you have to control I and
that-
inspect page.
That would actually be sick. That it's like hidden
it's not
on
prawn.
this page.
It's like
somewhere.
not prawn somewhere into that page.
Yes. Okay. That was the state of play. We took a deep dive.
Yeah, I love how you were like, this is going to
Yeah.
be a quicker episode, and then read every press release in total.
Because there's nothing more fun than
I mean, that's not a complaint.
Yeah. I just get
You're just a funny guy.
I just get so hyped. I just get caught up in the announcements and the future of games coming out. It's just so fun. There's nothing better.
It's refreshing to have something to look forward to.
Yes. All right. First up, it's looking like Dawn's coming up.
What?
Lose Lagoon. Impressions.
Okay.
Are we okay?
He was queuing up Avowed.
Yeah, cue it up. You can stay in there if you want, or you can come onto the desk. Whatever you prefer, Dawn. We will not pressure you into anything.
We're gonna do lose Lagoon for right now.
Lose Lagoon is first.
Okay. I can stay in
Tonal
here. I
shift.
I can do full screen B-roll because I can talk in here that way.
Great.
Okay, all right.
Then maybe it'll be
Hit
simpler.
us.
All right.
Full screen B-roll chat. Gear up.
Get
It
ready.
always it's
It's
always
a 1 minute trailer. Get ready to see this
I've got
trailer
another-
5 times.
I've got another trailer lined up. No,
Well,
because
okay.
I don't have a huge amount to say about it actually, because that's what. That's,
right.
Go ahead. you
really
go first.
really quickly
All right.
for you fine folk. Is it always a jump scare for you when you see game trailers on YouTube.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a jump scare for me. What about you, Damiani?
Because IGN or whoever bought it, and then
Yeah.
just the name.
Oh, you mean like our
Like the-
brand?
our
I thought you
own
meant like just like a
company. Yeah.
generic game trailer. I'm
Like this trailer is on the game trailers
yes,
page.
Yes.
What really
yes.
gets me
Trips me out.
What really gets me is when I get a notification from the YouTube channel Game Trailers, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I've gone back in time.
I gotta get to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit! What? I'm late.
I'm late for work.
All right, Don, take us away on Lose Lagoon.
Yeah, so Lose Lagoon, this is like a Steam Next Fest demo, but it was like, I forget what they called it. It's like an early look demo. So it felt
This
like it
looks
wasn't
sick.
even like
Yeah, this
the
looks
full.
cool. I remember this one.
It was a short demo, I'll put it that way. But this game is like, yeah, as you can see, easy to like, easy to love. I mean,
Dude.
beautiful, first of all, vibrant. It's got like actually opens up with a way deep, like heartfelt, emotional story, which I was not expecting. The characters and
really?
all of that are actually a lot more like fully fleshed out than I
That is a
expected from this
full-on
kind of game.
DuckTales
Whoa.
claim.
Yeah, and that's what grabbed my
DuckTales.
attention. Rescue Rangers, DuckTales,
Yeah.
obviously get some of those
Rescue
vibes in here, just in this
Rangers.
kind of island hopping world with the flight involved. There's some cooking. There's some building, I guess. They don't let you get to too much of the building, but you've basically got this like
Lose Lagoon. I get it now.
yeah, one of the main elements of it is this like gun you have, which I forget what they call it, but it basically breaks everything down. You can like point it at certain objects to like basically break down the resources from them.
Like
and
a
everything.
gun.
I guess. Look, I didn't get that glider yet, so that looks sick as hell.
Oh,
But,
it
and the
looks
fishing, yeah, a
sick.
lot of this
Looks
stuff
good.
they don't let you do in the demo actually. So
Aw,
it
That's
was a
bullshit.
very brief experience.
Demos
of
should be the
demo.
entire game.
this is
And it
putting
should
a
be
lot
free.
of-
And it should be free.
A free demo, it's the
Yeah.
entire game.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
That's
it's
what I
putting
say.
a lot of pressure on the Animal Crossing team right now for Switch 2.
They're sweating.
Here's what.
They're sweating right now.
Yeah, there's the gun right there. You see that thing? How
I
it's
see
like
it,
breaking
yeah.
out? Yeah, and then you've got a bunch of objects, so you can do building, as you can see, and stuff like that, and just island hopping adventure. I mean, it's
Solar panels.
3D platforming and
Shout
stuff
out.
like that. It's controls well. It was fun. Has really nice music. Looks beautiful. You can swim. which is nice, so all the water is accessible. There's not like invisible walls around a lot of this stuff like you might expect to have on this kind of game and stuff. So
Yeah.
from what I experienced of it, which was the limited demo, I loved it. It's just an easy game to like. And the flying also had the flying component. I mean, I guess the biggest question I had about it is when I first saw the trailer, I was real excited about the idea because you're kind of delivering packages and stuff like that with that
I love that.
plane. Yeah,
Kind of like
so-
lake vibes when you're the
Yeah.
postal worker.
Yeah. So one of the
Kiki's
main
delivery
questions I
service.
have is just like how much of the gameplay, because you have these little sections, they let you try it out, those little mini like loop courses. You got to make it through the rings and stuff like that, but. So far from getting from one point to the other was just, basically like just location, and the main component of gameplay happened on foot, so the flying wasn't like as big of a component yet, but I guess, it's very possible because it was just getting introduced. So that's what I'm really curious about. Like, are you going to actually have to go on these like longer, more complex flight missions, or is it going to be simply just to be
Interesting.
traveling between locations, and then the main mission is just, on foot kind of thing?
Some of these shots, Don. Did you at least one time think of Pandora?
I did. When I got into the subterranean caves with the bioluminescent sort of stuff everywhere, I was right there in Pandora, Huber.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How's the pace? Is it, sometimes I feel like with, these crafting gathering type games where you're, running around picking up resources, sometimes I feel like they can get a little dreary, a little just bogged down in the collecting.
Yeah, this moved fairly fast. I mean, basically gave you like little objectives and gave you quick little checklists on your HUD of like how many items you had. They kept it very simple and like very clear, so you weren't having to go into any menu kind of stuff to be like, wait, now what am I doing here and this and that. It was like very efficiently designed, I would say. So it wasn't getting in the way too much too, because that kind of thing can bog it down for me too.
Yeah.
With that kind of thing. So it was pretty simple and straightforward. And it felt fun, just moving around in the world, which I think is real important in a game like this. And then the characters. I think the biggest surprise for me were the characters and how interesting they actually were and how kind of heartfelt the story was. I didn't see that coming at all, yeah.
That's the sell, Don.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that impressed me.
All right, Lose Lagoon. Do we have a release date on that?
I think it's this spring. I don't have an exact release date. I want to say
Check that
later March.
Steam page. Lose Lagoon. I always freak out with building. I'm just so bad at it. I am horrendous at character creation and just building in games. I'm just so bad.
But you're a pro at building bonds.
I'm a pro at building bonds, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how the building goes with like how they were showing the little shot of the building houses, because I didn't really get to do that in my section of the demo. But like, for instance, you had to repair a plane and a boat, and you collected all the missing pieces of the parts. And then it was so simplistic. You, like, literally, when you had all the ingredients, you're, like, pointing that little transmogrifier gun, whatever it is, and you're, like, doing reverse. Instead of breaking it down, it would just, like, quickly be assembling using the stuff you had. So it was very, like, quick and easy and straightforward, yeah.
Gabby, as the resident Hello Kitty enthusiast, are you hyped for Lose Lagoon? Yes. All right.
Says yes.
Sick. I heard that. Sick. Yeah, Lose Lagoon looks jolly, dude.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So actually, Avowed was first in the rundown. I just misread it.
Oh, okay.
So now it's time for Avowed.
Okay. Cool.
Avowed hype from Obsidian, one of the best in the biz, obviously Pentiment and Fallout New Vegas hype and Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
So some RPG veterans and masters and just all around good peeps. Obsidian is back
Obsidian, dude.
with a brand new Morrowind-esque.
Yeah, I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've played like 2.5 hours. Alice played quite a bit.
I've played like maybe 12 to 15 hours. I don't know specifically, but a good amount of this.
Yeah.
I've played. And yeah, I was saying it's like Morrowind. It's like New Vegas. It's like its own thing. There's a lot of lore, like Pillars of Eternity, lore in this.
Lot of
which are
lore
really,
right out of the gate.
But it's really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's its very own kind of reality and world, which I really like. The Pillars of Eternity world, I mean. The combat is what really surprised me a lot, which is that it's pretty involved. It's pretty challenging.
it's so sick.
It's really,
the combat hits, chat.
I don't know, like, if I'm sure they changed a lot since the first time we saw combat in trailers, but I remember specifically being like, this combat looks terrible, and like it has no impact, and it looked really bad.
Oh, it hits.
They fixed it.
Yeah,
like,
it hits.
As we saw reflected in trailers after that, but like having played it, you can swap at will between magic using and weapons.
Really simple too. You have 2 loadouts that you can just press a button and you'll go to your second
just swap
loadout.
it.
So you could have a sword and board and then immediately swap to magic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Super nice and
games that do
fluid and
stuff like
quick.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super
And
nice.
like it's classless. You have different skill trees, but you can choose what you want from each of them. Like I was mostly doing mage, but I dipped into fighter a little bit to get like a little bit of like health, like regeneratable health stuff kind of. But yeah, the characters are really good. Shout out to Kai, I think his name is, the like fish guy.
oh, and the initial
Awesome
like
character.
Griff.
Yeah, the little fuzzy guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, the first character you meet in this game is incredible.
He's fun.
Oh my god.
But you get Kai, who I'm pretty sure is voiced by Garrus from Mass Effect.
Mass Effect,
So that's
yeah.
wonderful. The writing is really like fun. It's actually kind of charming and funny.
yeah.
A lot of cool locations. In Character Creator, you can click to not
Oh my
show.
God. Yeah, Dawn, dude.
You have to be a mushroom freak.
It is
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
And like
It is actually gross.
Yeah, that
like
bugs me.
like Last of Us is not even as gross as this.
Oh, I can't
it's
imagine.
funny. It's funny
I
because
don't
it's
want
not.
to
It's,
imagine.
Yeah.
it's very colorful though. So it's like
Ah.
you have to be a mushroom freakazoid for the story reasons because you're a god. Like you're not sure who your god is, but they I don't know.
I love that
presumably
plot
have something
point.
to do with mushrooms. The like yeah. But yeah, you have a face mushroom growth and or head mushroom growth.
I went all in. Like my entire face is mushrooms.
Yeah, you
and I
can
have
go
like antlers
freaky.
coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did cute little eyebrow mushrooms that look kind of just like, Klingon or whatever. And then I did like basically like root like tree branches
Yeah.
coming out of my head. Yeah, though, like the key art is amazing, first of all, but also you can see from the footage if you're watching the video, it's very colorful visually.
so soothing.
It's a really neat just art direction. And it's really fun to play. Like I got, we were talking about this beforehand and I can't even tell you what I got bumped off of this for yet, but like
so many
this
games
is
right
an
now.
unprecedented
Bear with us.
like
Please bear with us.
I got bumped off of this by another game that the embargo hasn't happened yet. I got bumped off of that for another game the embargo hasn't happened yet. I can actually say that was Bloomin' Rage. We can say that we have that.
So
I can't
many
say anything else about it. But yeah, like I got knocked off of a game to play a game. I got knocked off of that to play another one. I got knocked off of that to play another. Well, yeah, whatever. But anyway, played a lot of this game and I really liked it. I was pretty surprised. I'm gonna go back to it when I am done with all these other things. But
Big
like
time.
really classic open world vibes too. Like if you feel like you've been missing a little bit of the old days.
Yeah.
Like I was jumping around on rooftops,
So
Huber.
cool.
Like
Looking for like breaking walls down and
Yeah.
going into little secret
Yeah,
areas,
yeah.
and then like immediately when you go in, it'll be like, here's a little XP because you found
Yeah.
this place. It's like, yeah.
yeah, and like yeah, so I mean, especially given my reaction to like Dragon Age, I didn't know what I was
Yeah.
gonna think of this, and I really enjoyed it. There were some parts where the combat, I was like, there were a few combat encounters where,
Super
as a
fun.
mage, I was like, holy shit, like I'm not doing this right, or this is really hard. But yeah, you really kind of feel leveling up. You feel different strategies really work differently in different situations. Like for a lot of it, I was wielding just 2 different wands and 2 different grimoires for magic stuff, and I was just switching between. But then eventually, I was doing one loadout was magic and one loadout was sword and shield.
Nice. I love the spear. It's so fun.
Yeah. All the weapons, they feel good. The impacts are really good. You can play in third person.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It works pretty well. You can tell that it's kind of, sort of like Skyrim or Morrowind or any of those. It's kind of like, you can sort of tell that first person was kind of the first thought.
Yeah.
And then third person was...
Someone at Obsidian was like, let me mod in.
Yeah. I mean, it works. It works well. And like, you could play the whole game in that probably, but like, I don't know. I can't even tell you how. It's like a feel thing, but like, it just feels like a first person game.
Yeah.
What else about Avowed?
The dialogue stuff. Super interesting because you choose your background, and then like depending on your skill levels and things, that'll give you different dialogue choices, which is always so
right
fun.
off the bat too. Like,
right off. Yeah.
Like I chose Court Augur, so I was like kind of the freaky like court, like I don't know, like mystic kind of. So like anytime there's a thing about like souls or weird freaky shit, my character has something to say about it. You know? Yeah, that stuff's all really cool. I just met the third companion. I 100%ed the first area, and I'm in the second area. And I've met the third companion, her actually, but she's not in my party yet. But I think I have like one more thing to do, and then she will be. Yeah. But once again, the enemies started getting kind of tough where I was at, so I was like, okay, I got it. Yeah. Oh man,
they take some
combat
hits.
Is like in a game like this, you don't really often expect the combat to push back that hard, and it was kind of interesting. I mean, like again, playing mostly as a mage, so it's like I'm trying to keep my distance, I'm trying to keep my shield up, or my Quen up.
Quen, shout out Quen.
Quen,
Shout out.
But yeah, dude, I'm into it. This game is cool
and streamlined too. I picked up a bow and I had just had unlimited arrows.
Yeah,
I didn't have to manage
you don't have to
ammo.
fuck with ammo.
Really?
I was like, that's sweet.
It really feels like
streamlined.
In a lot of really good ways. It feels also like a manageable scale.
Yeah.
Like I don't know the budget or the size of the team on this, but like. And maybe I'm wrong, because obviously I'm only, 15 hours into a game like this is either a quarter of the way in or a tenth of the way in, depending on the game. But, like, I get the impression that it's not the biggest game of all time.
Yeah.
And, like,
it's big, but still focused. They found that right balance.
And it's dense.
Yeah.
There's a lot to look for. There's a lot to do. One cool thing, in each region, you can find... which I guess now that I think about it, the little stand has spots for them, so maybe that's an indicator of how long the game is, but who knows. You can find parts of kind of like, I don't know, like tributes or little statues for the various gods. And, I was kind of going through them just because I was trying to 100% the first area because I was really enjoying my time,
Yeah, so fun.
I found all the parts of the first statue and put them... I didn't know where to put them at first. I'm like, I put them in my camp, and I put it in my camp. And then it gives you like incredible bonuses. Like, so because I had all 6 parts of this statue, I got 6 like game-changing like buffs.
Jeez.
From it. And I was like, oh shit. Like the skills you feel them, you feel the upgrade in armor and stuff. It's really cool. The companions will be like, that armor's not cutting it. Like if you're taking too much damage, like Kai or one of them will be like, "Hey, that armor sucks. Like we got to get you new armor."
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool.
I'm not far enough to.
It's on Game Pass.
I'm not far enough to fully analyze the economy.
It seems good. I definitely saved up for a thing here and there.
Yes.
I had
music to my ears.
Yeah. I was saving up for some stuff. There are these in the first kind of city area. There are these two. They're actually twins. There's some cute kind of like back and forths about it. One runs a magic shop and one runs a blacksmith.
Cool.
And so like, and they kind of have like a cute little rivalry going.
Yeah.
But buying potions, buying stuff, I was like thinking it through, especially because I was using so much essence or whatever. But yeah, there were a few. Oh yeah, that's something I want to talk about too, because this game will harp on you about upgrading your stuff. Like it'll like tooltips will come up, your characters will be like, hey, you can upgrade this. Like things will come up, it's like, hey, you can upgrade your thing, you know? And in most games that's like, okay, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But in this game, upgrading is your like path to stay relevant.
Wow.
And like so
The
I
island
was
of relevancy.
the island of relevancy.
Yeah.
So I was actually like, there were a couple of times where I don't know if I've ever done this in a video game ever, where I bought an upgrade material from the store.
Wow.
I bought like
Economy.
I bought some fucking like branches from a store so I could
yeah.
upgrade my
This
fucking
rips.
wand. And like
Yes.
and it is necessary. Like you
love
have to
it.
stay on top of it. And like you do find new loot, but it's a little rarer than in a lot of games of this kind. Like, you know, you're trained by many games to, you know,
Hoard everything. I'm hoarding my magnum
well, but not
bullets.
only that, but also like you're trained that like, okay, I cleared this this thing and I'm gonna get, you know, a cool new item that'll like make me OP for a while, you know.
Yeah.
And like while you do find, you know, a thing in a dungeon or whatever, you can climb a mountain and find a cool sword. Like my most powerful weapon I just found like out there.
Sick.
But, you know, that might not be the weapon that you enjoy the playstyle of. Like for me, obviously, like, you know, the slower weapons, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And like it's rare enough that you really actually do have to upgrade your armor and your weapons to stay relevant because
Sick.
yeah, it I don't know, games like this you don't often have that as the kind of like main loop.
I love that.
It's good. I like it.
Damiani, it's first person, but you can play in third person.
Yeah,
What's your vibe check on Avowed?
I mean,
As an RPG man, but usually not Western
I mean,
RPGs.
Chirper
person
as
helps,
much, yeah.
but I mean, I did play a decent amount of Skyrim, so I have some experience in first person RPGs.
Yeah.
And it was like it was fun. I got the appeal of that. I don't know, like Avowed never really like never really caught my attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks solid, but I also felt very detached from it every time I saw it. So
Yeah.
it's good to hear though how like a lot of people saying it's really good, because I was slightly worried about Avowed that like it,
little bit,
like
yeah.
because of what just
Yeah.
happened with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. It's like
Yeah.
looks good, but
Even,
like
Star
doesn't it
Fall.
just falls to the wayside because no one cares about it enough, and it's like. Yeah, I think Avowed
was like,
maybe
what the fuck was that called?
Dead game.
What?
No, sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, like I guess should really clarify that. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Avowed, as it sounds like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I will say,
maybe
like,
people embrace it, because we need these developers to take the message that like these qualities, like single player RPGs, that they obviously spend a lot of time and development time and cost in, are worth it, and not taking the wrong lesson from when they don't do well and be like, that's another reason why we should be chasing the game as a service,
Totally,
endless
Damiani.
cash wheel. It's like, no. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that,
I mean,
please.
it feels like a return to form for, Obsidian, the goats, New Vegas, like.
Pentiment feels still, even though it was a 10 out of 10 for me, it felt like a side
Yeah,
project.
But like,
this,
I was actually surprised by how not into this I was based on the very early trailers. But having played it for as much as I've played it, that impression was incorrect. And like, yeah, the game is solid. It's really cool. Like, there's other stuff that I got sidetracked for, mostly for work, but also because I'm like really jazzed about those too.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I do intend to come back to this and keep going on it.
Yeah.
And
Same.
yeah,
I will definitely finish this game.
It's really neat, and the story is interesting and weird and cool. Yeah.
This is Obsidian, right? Sorry, I'm
Yep.
pretty,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
they're
say
solid.
Obsidian?
Like, and I
Did I
might
say
not be their
something?
biggest
No, you did.
fan,
Oh, okay.
but they are really good at what they do, and they've proven like they can make games of all different types of like walks, and like They made the first South Park Stick of Truth. It
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
that's right.
Yeah.
That was like
Forgot about
insane.
that.
Like obviously they had like help, from the creators of the show for the writing part of it, but like the gameplay and design, like it was actually a fun RPG to play. It wouldn't have just like being able to like got on,
Yeah.
got so much critical acclaim if it was just like, oh, it's faithful to the show, but the gameplay kind of sucks. There's countless South Park games out there that are probably faithful to the show, but like have terrible gameplay as we've
Yeah.
seen. So, and then what was the Honey I Shrunk the Kids game?
Grounded, yeah.
Grounded
is
yeah.
great.
Good.
Grounded is
Grounded. You guys
incredible.
you guys played that
Grounded.
nonstop in Bloodworth
Yeah.
too. Like you guys love that.
Grounded
game.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Giant
And also,
ants.
like the narrative of this game, especially for it being my first Path of, not Path of Exile, Pillars of Eternity game.
Yeah.
It's got me like intrigued. The kind of like political, like interwoven kind of like societies, like
Interlinked.
your character cells interlinked. Like your character, mycelium networks, bro. Your character is an emissary of the emperor of an empire that you pretty quickly realize like, are we the baddies? Like you're kind of just like
bad guys.
I'm like the voice of the emperor, and I'm kind of like I don't necessarily agree with what my empire is doing, but okay, like what is up? And so like there's a lot of that intrigue as well, where it's like the story, the moment to moment of the story with like what's going on with this dream scourge, the kind of like mushroom virus or whatever, but also just like the politics and the kind of like interpersonal stuff is also super interesting. So yeah,
Epic.
Avowed, dude.
It's here on
Who
Game
knew?
Pass.
Game Pass,
Cue it
incredible
up.
value.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Today, I think out
Yeah,
today.
Today. Cue
Yeah.
it up.
You can
Everyone
play Avowed
play.
right after
I
you
bet-
watch Severance.
I guarantee someone in chat is playing and watching this podcast
yeah,
right
probably.
now.
Although they might be paying attention because there's a lot of talking in Avowed. Like the characters
True.
do speak.
We've got more to come, but if you've been enjoying this show so far, please like
Nailed
and
it.
subscribe and ring that bell and check us out on everything: YouTube, twitch.tv/EasyAllies, and Patreon, of course. That is how we keep doing what we're doing, keeping us going. Also, if you want to sponsor this podcast and put your name right here in this space, get in touch. You can email us at info@easyallies.com and we'll get you all the details. And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. We see you, we hear you, we love you. 10 out of 10. Hug check. Ugh. All right. Which brings us to the always controversial Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And I say that because this game definitely has a cloud around it. Always.
A gray miasma. What was
gray-
it? A gray.
A gray scale, a gray miasma.
That gray fog we were just talking about. Never mind.
Yeah. The first one obviously, came under fire for some historical stuff, but a lot of it just comes from the writer-director, Daniel Vavra, which, when someone is in the position of power and they are linked to something like Gamergate, which this person was.
Okay.
Yes, it is uncomfortable, and because in my personal mind, Gamergate is sketch as hell. They target people with hate, and we never want to do that. That is not good. So that kind of has put a cloud over this entire studio and entire franchise, honestly, and a lot of the interviews I've seen with other developers, part of Warhorse Studios, which is the company, they're trying to distance themselves. Obviously this game is bigger than one human, but when that person is the writer and the director, it just has a little more weight. The good news is that Kingdom Come 2 now, the sequel, has kind of addressed some of those fears and concerns of the first one by having way more inclusion in the second one. And, so it's kind of a messy topic for a lot of people because, you have a lot of different sides kind of have their thoughts and feelings about this, and which I think is important. It's justified. It's, anytime there's people being targeted like that needs to be addressed. You can't just hand wave it away. Like these things exist in the real world, and it is important to at least face them and address them head on. But the good news is with Kingdom Come 2 is that now in this game, there's just more. There's just like better representation. Henry can be full on gay if you want, which is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, which like, if you have a problem with being gay, like what? Like please just love who you want to love. Like there's absolutely no problem with who you choose to love.
Well, it's a choice in the game, right? You don't have you're
yes.
not default gay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can, you get to choose. This game is all about choice. Yes. So yes, Kingdom Come 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Obviously, there's a lot of drama, but
is it mostly still just white, or is it
there's more ethnicities, there's more countries involved, there's more religions involved, there's just way more viewpoints in this game, which is to me always a good thing. Because like
generally a good thing?
Just include people. People just want to be included. Like there's no reason to exclude people or discriminate against people or hate the other. Like we're all just out here as the human beings trying to love and respect one another. That is all that matters at the end of the day. The good news is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is fucking sick as hell. This game is incredible. So it picks up after 1, which I never finished, by the way. Never finished the game. And you're playing as the same person, Henry, who, shout out to this voice actor, super good. Blown away by this performance right out of the gate. I'm like 15 hours into this game, heavy into it, and Henry is amazing. Just, I love his voice acting. It's so good. This game feels like you're reading a book, like a really long Tolstoy novel. Like it's honestly the best way to put it. This is the Tolstoy of video games, as far as I'm concerned. This is like a 70-hour giant RPG where you are eating chicken to stave off hunger. You are like carrying bags of flour into, a tavern to make ends meet. So it definitely is rooted in the real world, and it has a lot of simulation elements. And yeah, I just want to talk about that atmosphere. The atmosphere of this game is just next level. Like the first thing I thought of a couple hours in was like, yo, this is giving me Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes. Like you can just wander off into the woods and discover things, and like it just feels so lived in. This is one of the most lived in games I have ever played since Red Dead Redemption 2, full stop. It feels real. These characters feel real. When you hurt someone's feelings or talk to them, it's like you feel like you actually did it, because these characters are just so well voiced, so well realized. There's like just really strong bonds right out of the gate. It's like almost like a buddy cop a movie right out of the gate. Yeah, it's like you two, the very beginning of the game is like you two get caught up in some intense drama, like people die and you two are like kind of on the run, and now you're like kind of on the lam, is like kind of the vibe. And it's just kind of this like, there's like wacky comedic elements, like people throwing shit over the like rafters on you. So yeah, I think it manages tone really, really well, from like really mundane historical stuff to also just like fun action adventure comedy. It's a hard game to talk about because there's so many systems. I mean, the tutorial page, you queue up the guide in this game, 58 pages.
What?
58 pages of tutorial guides in this game. It is very complicated. It is very very dense. It is very, very slow paced in the best way possible.
I don't know if 58
so-
pages of tutorial is the best way possible.
that doesn't
I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It asks a little bit more of the player, you know, and I'm willing to give it the benefit of the
I'm
doubt.
gonna be like reading so much and listening to so much dialogue. You're gonna make me read 58 pages of a manual?
It literally is a book.
It is. It is. To be fair, those 58 pages are not like 58 pages of a novel. It's
Okay.
58 pages of tooltips. You know?
Okay.
So like you could read
Gotcha.
one of those 58 pages.
Are they categorized so I can you could skip
Yes.
to a certain page based on things?
Clearly
Okay.
labeled,
Okay.
really
Okay.
good UI.
'Cause, a lot of RPGs have like the
Yes.
manual and like it's a bunch of like categories, and if you put it all together, it'd probably be like more than 58 pages in some of those games. Okay,
Yes.
that's not so bad.
Yeah. So, first of all, right out of the gate, I got a bone to pick with this game straight away. First of all, there's a dice game. Dice game. Let's go, right, Don? We're going to play some dice.
Okay.
We're gonna play dice
Nothing
game.
wrong with that.
Full on dice game. You roll 6 dice, like you score points, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now here's the thing. Here's why this game pissed me off right out of the gate. This is in the first hour of the game. You have a dog named Mutt. There is a full-on dog mechanic in this game. You have Mutt. You can have Mutt hunt and gather. You can pet, feed Mutt. Mutt is a person in this game. Like every character is a person. Again, it feels so lived in. Mutt is hungry. And the camp cook will only give you food if you can beat this player in dice to win back the cook's ring. So I'm like, oh, there's Mutt. So I'm like, okay, let me play this dice game and win this ring back. Chat, I played this fucking dice game to try to win this ring back for 45 minutes. 45 minutes straight. And I'm like, I'm over it. I'm gonna give up. And I'm like, oh, I can't. Do you wanna know why I can't? Because the dog is just staring at you hungry. I'm never gonna leave a hungry dog ever in a game or anywhere. Like, I need to feed this dog. Finally, because of time and embargoes, I'm like, dude, I need to get further in this game. I need to play this game. Finally, I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna move on. I move on to the next objective, and they're like, hey, did you make sure to feed Mutt? And I'm like, all right, hold on. Let me go feed the dog. Damn it. It just took forever. But it just shows you that after that, I was like, see? This game is so freaking immersive. It's making me care so much about this dog. Like
There was no other way to get food.
No, there was no other way. There was no other way.
Okay.
We were camped in the wilderness. So that was it. So I just want to give a shout out to this game making me care, you know? It also has a lot of immersive sim qualities, which is a genre that there can never be enough of. Like, please, more immersive sims. You have to bathe yourself because sometimes you smell or you're covered in blood. And all of this is streamlined. You can like come up to a little wash basin and wash yourself off. There's baths that are better that make you even more clean. Depending on what you're wearing, people will react to you differently. If you look like a beggar, they're going to treat you like one. If you look like a noble, they're going to treat you like one. There's tons of dialogue choices and tons of stats relating to those. And all of those have their own separate skill points and strengths and weaknesses that your character kind of just builds up throughout the game, depending on what you do. So there's just a lot of freedom and choice and just that immersive quality of, you know, do I steal this? Do I work for this? There's just a lot of those really interesting choices. And that's all bolstered by realistic combat that is really time consuming, actually. Like, you fight one person in heavy armor, and it is a war of attrition. I mean, there's blocking and riposting and targeting different areas of the armor. You know, they have their sword over here. You want to hit them over here. Different weapons have different properties. So there's just so much going on, and the world just feels so alive and lived in. And yeah, I haven't been like really this immersed in a first person game in a really long time. And one of my favorite things too is trying to learn about history, you know. This is a game like Assassin's Creed style, where it's over or I do something and I'm immediately on the Wikipedia page for the Holy Roman Empire. Tell me about it. Tell me about, beggars in the 1400s. What were they treated like? Like, tell me about these things, because it's all about learning, you know, not shutting things out, learning. And this game, like, has me doing that on my own. You know, I am taking the time to learn about the history of this area and, you know, people around and the historical context of everything. It's like, truly, I got Vikings vibes a lot. Like, oh, it's like I'm watching Vikings, the show on History Channel, Netflix. It's like that kind of historical vibe. So, yeah, highly recommend. To me, it is absolutely one of just the best quality RPGs. And comparing it to the first one really quick to end this, the first one is really janky. Like, I never finished it. I liked it. It was cool, but it just had a lot of technical issues, especially on console if you were playing. Immediately out of the gate, like the improvements on the tech side and the pace of it and the cutscenes and everything are just so much more fluid, so much more impactful. The stakes are so high. Somebody gets shot with like a bow and arrow and it's like, okay, we're in the 1500s. That's life or death. Like, crazy. So, and also my favorite thing in video games, lighting. Some of the best lighting I've seen in years. So, shout out. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, a game with some controversy behind it for sure, but judging the actual product and the art, seems like it is not spewing any hateful ideas, which is always nice, obviously. That's what we want. We want love and respect here. So, very impressed with the about 15 hours I've played of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Shout out. Which brings us to, do we want to skip it, Damiani? What's our time limit here? Do we want to kick it over to next week? Ease memory?
We can if we're running along. It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah?
we can just tease it. We'll talk about it next week.
All right.
Yeah.
Also this week, fuck.
Nothing.
We forgot this part.
Nothing happened.
It's IMAX night,
I was
baby.
like, I thought you guys cut out. I was
IMAX
like,
night.
oh, that sucks.
Also this week, what has happened this week?
All right.
in-
Time
There's a
to
new
open.
episode of Severance coming out.
There's a new
Just
episode.
happened right now.
Still really hard to get the 50 series GPUs.
Yeah, you have a Micro Center update or
Micro
something?
Micro
Center
Center
update.
built my PC.
It's been raining.
There might be a
Yeah, a
Capcom
lot of
Fighting
rain.
Game
It's wet out
Collection
there.
Part 3, maybe.
Hold on here. I'll get something.
Yeah.
Hold on. Fill that dead
Nintendo's
air.
trying to
skip
sue PAL World in America, and they're not succeeding at the moment.
Who did?
Nintendo trying to go after.
Oh, yeah, the PSN
Yeah,
outage.
in the U.S. though, not just Japan. Now they're not trying to go back to the U.S., but it's not working.
I got one.
What do you got?
At least I got
For a
one.
couple days.
Steam games that force players to watch advertisements are banned.
Good.
That's a big
Hell
one.
yeah.
That's a big
That's a
one.
good one.
That is good.
That
And
is a
the subtitle
good
of the
one.
article, Breaking Ad. Breaking Bad?
Oh,
Breaking Ad?
that's not good.
Yeah, I don't really get it, but anytime you
good.
shout out to Breaking Bad, I'm hyped. Valve has emphasized, this is on Eurogamer, Valve has emphasized its rules around advertising, explicitly prohibiting games that force players to watch in-game ads. The newly re-emphasized rules from Valve, first reported by Gaming on Linux, confirm that whilst, great word, cross-promotion and product placement are permitted, games that force players to watch or engage with advertising in order to play are not.
Did they give them a time limit to change their ways or get deleted, or did they just delete games that right away?
I don't know. Nor should developers use advertising as a way to provide value to players, such as giving players a reward for watching or engaging with
Oh, I was
advertising.
wondering about that.
Developers should not utilize paid advertising as a business model in their games, such as requiring players to watch or otherwise engage with advertising in order to play or gaining gameplay behind advertising. If your game's business model relies on advertising on other platforms, you will need to remove those elements before shipping on Steam. Some options you could consider include switching to a single purchase paid app or making your game free to play with optional upgrades sold via microtransactions or DLC. Crazy.
Well,
seems good to me. I mean, I don't like ads.
Yeah,
I mean, unless
this is really good.
Unless all the bloatware is just going to be microtransaction heavy again now. I don't know.
Need more. Loot boxes are back in Overwatch, starting in season 15.
Overwatch changes. Sophia was showing me a little bit of it. It seems crazy. There's third person coming or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got another big one.
Ooh.
This is from Bloomberg. I believe this is Jason Schreier. Warner Brothers video game division faces thin slate. Leadership, uncertainty, and Wonder Woman issues. Remember, they were supposed to be making Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, Warner Brothers Discovery took $300 million in losses on gaming. The near future is rife with additional challenges. Just leadership, tracing the trends at Warner Brothers. Obviously, we saw that firsthand with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. And movies as well. They're killing movies, writing them off for taxes, doubling down on, Harry Potter and stuff, but they are substantially underperforming. What do you think, Damiani? Do we get Wonder Woman, or do they scrap this whole game?
I think we'll still get it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the sales, even though it performed, Suicide Squad still topped the charts for sales.
Yeah.
The first 2 months. But I mean, yeah, if a single player focused game can, Wonder Woman's supposed to be, that's right. We were assuming it's single player or not game as a service, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as it's not, allow you service
Supposedly.
game, it should, and it, it charts the top, charts. It should, probably be more successful. I'm hoping, but we've seen this before. We don't know what their sales expectations are.
Yeah.
But also, again, to be fair, your point to your question here, whoever's Zaslav or whatever has been known to just axe shit.
Totally.
Stuff done, movies done, axe it. Don't even release it. It's to delete it. It's yeah, I guess it could happen under their watch. So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a sure thing, but I feel I feel they'll, it's more likely to give that a chance. It's a video game.
Yeah.
And I think that's more likely to see the light of day as long as, we don't start hearing about big departures from that team and start getting reports it's development troubles, it's not going well.
I just want a third Middle Earth game. Just close it out. Just one more.
I know.
It always eats me up inside when there needs to just be one more game in a franchise. I'm looking at you, Middle Earth, and I'm looking at you, Evil Within 3. Just give us the one to close it out, close the thing out. They had it, dude. It was there. They had do you remember when the Nemesis system was going to be the biggest thing of all time in games, and then it completely went away?
Hearing about that, and I mean,
every game.
I just thought about Resident Evil 3. I'm what is this Nemesis system crap?
Yeah, they perfected
and normal people just think about Resident Evil 3. You should have called it something else. God. Why would you call it that?
Yeah.
Lastly, Bloodworth never thought he would see the day, and I bet you're going to agree, Damiani. Square Enix has admitted that Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake outsold its expectations. They did it.
Begins.
Square Enix.
Age of outselling.
They've done it.
Age of outselling.
They've done it.
Or just the age of setting reasonable expectations.
Yeah, it begins. Don't worry, they'll screw it up with 1 and 2. They'll set higher expectations, and then they'll say,
they'll take the wrong lesson and assume everything will sell way better now again.
Yeah.
don't worry. That's a good win.
Yes.
That's a good win. Dragon Quest. Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Oh, PS5 hit 75 million
75 mil.
lifetime to date.
Nice.
S5 killing it.
Halfway to Switch.
Yeah, right? God.
Time. It is time.
What's it time for?
Love and respect.
Wow.
Love and respect.
Respect.
Let's go. Love and respect.
Okay, so I DM'd these to you on Slack
Great. Got 'em
because
right
I just
here.
kind of like half
got him.
read them and chucked in a few.
Imagine
Do them.
if the whole world was a patron to the idea of love and respect.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So start at up higher,
Yes.
and then they devolve into really, really tiny screenshots.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my phone
Beautiful.
got
Beautiful.
weird.
Beautiful. I'll leave this part out.
Huh?
I'll leave that part out.
Oh, when I said, "Hey, Daddy."
This is from Eric S. Hi, everybody. I have a hypothetical question for y'all. Let's say that as a kid growing up, you got a tattoo of a character from one of your favorite video games. But now, as an adult, you would hate it. What character would it be? For me, it would probably be Big Daddy from BioShock.
Oh, sure.
Thanks for all you do.
So is it
That
a
was not
character?
Eric.
What?
That was Eric S. Yeah.
Yeah. So from a character that you liked as a kid but don't
Yeah.
like now, or
Yeah.
you would just regret the tattoo now? One or the other, I guess.
A character that you loved as a kid, you would get their tattoo, but now you
Okay.
regret it.
I mean, I was super into Lara Croft as a kid. I was into Croc. I was into Gex. I was into Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
A little older.
Yeah.
What else?
You wouldn't regret any of those.
I wouldn't. Yeah, that's my thing. Is those would be
No
dank,
regrets.
dank as shit.
That's what I thought. I was
tattoos.
like, I would have probably gotten like Mega Man when I was a kid, and it would have been still awesome.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I might have gotten like a wipeout ship, like a giant wipeout ship on my back. I probably
yeah.
would have regretted that now. I'd have been like, that would have aged poorly.
Maybe I would have gotten like something from like. No, that'd be sick too. I just have always had good taste. Unreal Tournament, like multi-kit, like some kind of like Unreal Tournament or Quake or
Oh,
Doom.
like a cockademon on my neck. That
Yeah.
would have been sick.
Hell yeah, dude.
just
On your
cock a demon
eye.
right on your neck.
Yeah, that'd be rad. You know what?
Still
Get that-
time.
Yeah, you know
The
what?
night is young, dog. Yeah.
Cockademon on my neck tonight.
We're probably like 4 blocks from like 5 different.
That's true.
Tattoo
They're all
parlors.
open too.
Yeah. I can't think of anything I would regret.
Same.
I mean,
Alice? Maybe Alice Madness Returns?
You see that Alice in Borderlands is coming back. You're stoked.
Fuck yeah, dude. Just Madness Returns, not because like I liked the game, but
Yeah.
like that feels like it would have. I don't know. That vibe was very of its time, kind of.
Yeah.
Sick game though. I don't know.
I can't think of any, honestly. Maybe like Superman, because I was like such a Superman fan as a kid, and now I'm just like kind of mid on it.
Damiani, you got one?
yeah. If I got one of like Fox McCloud or something from Star Fox.
Yeah.
That would look sick though.
Yeah,
like
still be cool.
I mean, the logo would look sick, but you said of a character.
no, yeah.
so-
I'm even thinking like low poly.
Yeah.
Like Lara Croft, square titty or triangle titties, like that's a banging tattoo.
No
Like-
regrets.
Like low poly, Fox
Yeah.
McCloud, that's a sick tattoo. Especially as
Get
you
a-
like, I mean, I guess the real problem is we're not thinking fourth dimensionally. So a 10-year-old getting a tattoo,
Yeah.
then growing,
Yeah.
doubling in size. So
Doubling
what's
up.
a character that would look good at its right scale, but then stretched out would look
Oh my god.
insane?
Oh my god.
Sora, Lara Croft.
Yeah.
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 No regrets.
No regrets.
It's from Brandon Kagan. Hello, everyone. With this week having Valentine's Day,
Well, yeah.
shout out to the fortunate. I thought I would ask you all to show some love to a game or game franchise of your choice that doesn't get much nowadays. For me, I want to shout out The Order 1886.
Damn it.
Its flaws are glaring and many. Whoa. Settle.
Everett's not liking it anymore.
But it's a game that had all sorts of potential if it was just given a little more time to develop. What's something you want to make sure gets some affection? Thanks for taking this submission if you do, and stay easy, fellow allies. Yeah, The Order 1886, a game that was absolutely butchered before it was even released. A game where the headline of it being 4 hours spread like wildfire on the internet, and everyone was immediately hating it, immediately ha ha ha, F that, F that. That game was dead on arrival because of that one element. Like that disgusts me, actually.
Wasn't
that game's
it like
sick.
How much was it? Like
I think it was full price, but as the production value, it was also like 6 hours, which was like semi-normal for a game back then, which actually gets everybody hyped in 2025 when you tell them a game is 6 hours. They're like, yeah, nice.
Yeah. Oh shit! I could finish this one. Yeah. But also those graphics were so good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And the combat was sick. Galahad was sick. Dude, that fight in the kitchen on the blimp, like everything's knocking off.
The
like
fire,
dude.
Their outfits were tight.
It's such a sick game, and absolutely, even comparing it to something like Onimusha, which we were talking about, Onimusha 1 to 2, or the original Resident Evil 1 to Resident Evil 2, Uncharted 1 to Uncharted 2. We look at these sequel bumps, and it, commits on the promise of the first one, and absolutely a follow-up to The Order would have been special.
I keep waiting for somebody to pump out an Order sequel.
Dude, I wish. Ready at Dawn is like not. It's over. Like the dream is dead of The Order.
The dream is dead.
Feels like it. How about
What's
y'all?
the question?
The question is a franchise that you want to give a shout out to that is
underappreciated.
Yeah.
That deserves love.
Yep.
You got one, Damiani?
It can be a game too, just right.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a series.
I mean, Order 18 whatever ain't no franchise.
Top Gear Rally for Nintendo 64.
Top Gear Rally.
Bring that to the NSO, please. Like, why is that not on there?
Yeah.
The 3D Racer for N64, but it was like off-road tracks and off-roads, and you could like drift and stuff. Yeah. I don't know how I got it. I don't know how it ended up in my hands.
Neighbor kid left it at your house accidentally.
No, I don't think it was that. I think someone
stole it from the video store.
I think someone bought it for me as a gift, like just because I heard I had it in 64 and just bought a random game. I'm gonna guess that was it. And I put a ton of time into this game, and I like the music. I just want to play it again because I remember like the tracks that they had for the music tracks like were really good. Like, and for one of them reminded me of, was it Madonna's Frozen or something? Like just the melody they played for it. I was like, wait, what? Because they kind of like, one came out kind of close to the other, but also like fog, lots of good weather and fog effects, really good stuff. And like the lights on the cars. Yeah. For an N64 game, I'm probably remembering it way better than it probably looks today, but I just remember being blown away by the visuals at the time and being like, damn, this looks so good.
Hell yeah.
Skitchin.
It's in my drawer.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring it in.
It's just in my drawer right
Let's
there.
play it.
Yeah.
I haven't played Skitchin since I was a wee child.
Got the hard copy.
God damn, that's
It's the tall
sick.
cartridge too, like Jungle Strike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's another good one. The Jungle Strike,
Yeah.
Desert Strike. Loved those as a
So
kid.
fun.
I'm thinking about Genesis games.
Yep. Every Genesis game.
Everything on the Genesis. Shout out.
Every
love
single
letter.
Sega game ever made.
Yeah. The Aladdin version on Genesis.
Shenmue, bring it back again. Yo, why didn't you watch the Shenmue anime, Chet? What's your problem?
The Shenmanime?
What the hell's your problem?
Yeah, those, I guess.
Hell yeah.
They're a lot. But
Don?
Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything, but then Damiani said Top Gear Rally. I just word association, and it popped into my mind. Rally Cross 1 and 2. This is a game I've brought up many times over the years. This is PS1 era.
Yeah.
Sick-ass rally racing game that's never been re-released, never been remastered. There's no other way to get it still, either of them, except on the original discs. I was obsessed with these games. They had, like, really complex physics that took a while to master, a bunch of upgrades, whole bunch of different vehicles, had tracks that had like, Levolution type things where you could unlock branching paths as a lot of replayability and stuff like that. So, and just one of those games, underappreciated. There's been so many times over the course of my life I kind of brought up Rallycross. Very few people have heard of those ones.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. It'd be so awesome if someone would re-release 1 and 2 together at some point.
Hell yeah. Shout out to one of my favorite Sega Genesis games of all time, Dick Tracy.
Yo.
10 out of 10 game.
There was a really good speed run.
Play that.
There was a really good speed run of that.
Oh, it's incredible.
AGDQ, yeah.
You
I think that one.
Because it's a side scroller where enemies come and you shoot them, as they come, a normal side scroller, but there's enemies in the background.
Oh.
And you use your Tommy gun to then shoot the background. They're like in windows and buildings.
Crazy. Maybe this
So
speedrun was an
fun.
older one because there was like GTA 1 style like top-down car parts.
Sick.
You had to
I remember you're like hanging on a car for a lot of
this is
them.
a different one
Yeah.
that they speed ran, but I thought it'd be the speed run. It seems crazy. You're actually like trying to solve cases. You got to go from place to place.
So
It's
cool.
kind of cool.
Yo, when's the Dick Tracy revival? What's going on there?
I mean, Warren Beatty legally has to do like some Dick Tracy thing like every few
keep
years.
the rights
That's
of
why he
only
does
that,
like weird
the
like
commercial.
Zoom calls with Dick Tracy and
Yeah.
himself. Like,
Crazy.
yeah, it's weird stuff.
Gabby, any shout outs to underappreciated games or franchises? One more. Maybe we'll do a bonus for these.
Not off the top of her head at the moment.
Okay.
And don't forget about Patreon exclusives.
Those
Yep.
are the last two.
Okay, beautiful.
Great.
I gave him 5.
Give me 5.
Grazie.
So one more here. Right here. Here we go. This is from Sekiro 505.
Okay.
McKiri Counter, shout out. Hello, allies. My brothers just gifted me a PS5 for my birthday. Good bros. 2 things here. 1, the catalog for their PS Plus Deluxe is pretty good. Couldn't people just wait for certain games to appear there instead of buying them? Of course.
Yeah.
Because there's always something else to play. There's always something else to keep you busy until you find that sweet deal or sweet release. And second, I haven't had a PlayStation console since a PlayStation 2. So with that in mind, what PlayStation games would you all recommend? Note, I have an Xbox Series X, so nothing from there or third party. And no obvious choice like The Last of Us, God of War, and Spider-Man. Give me some good picks.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. PlayStation.
Yeah, if you skipped
franchise.
PS3 and
You skipped
PS4.
PS3 and PS4.
Then Gravity Rush and remastered and Gravity Rush 2.
Great pick, dude.
You can play those on the PS4 versions. You can get those digitally, I believe.
Yeah. Here's the problem I'm having is a lot of the old PS3 greats are hard locked.
Yep.
You can like stream some of those on PlayStation Plus. Streaming,
Just jailbreak
like,
the PS5.
they're not great, but I mean, there's so many. I always bring up Killzone, Infamous, and Resistance. It's like those were 3 huge pillars of the entire PlayStation 3 generation. So if you have some way to play those,
We're
drop
we're
in
not
there.
answering helpfully. We're
Yeah.
like, here's all these things you can't
Yeah.
play. Metal Gear
Metal Gear,
stuff.
of course, but also on like Xbox.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, what was the question? They're looking for games
PS5
from the
recommendations.
PS3
PS5
era?
recommendations. They haven't had a PlayStation since 2.
So things they can play on their PS5 that
Yeah.
are exclusive to Sony.
Definitely Ratchet and
All the
Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
100% get in there. Ratchet and Clank.
Rift Apart.
A
is
lot of
amazing.
people like.
What about the kill zones? Those are all after.
He was saying that those
A
weren't.
lot of them are locked out.
Oh, they
but
are locked out.
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh yeah, that's.
the one my fucking ex is in. Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah. Those are good.
Horizon is complicatingly good.
Some people, they're like their favorite games of all time.
Yeah. I think there is absolutely no denying that it has some of the best industry tech in the biz. And
Yeah.
it has incredible combat and a really fun world to explore. Ghost of Tsushima number one.
Oh, yeah. Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima is my number one pick. There you go.
What are some other good?
Yeah. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima, because then you'll be primed for Yote.
Yeah.
And your name is Sekiro, so you will appreciate swords clashing. If you love Sekiro, play on lethal difficulty. Lethal difficulty. Ghost of Tsushima is the way to be. It's the way to do
They
it.
said don't say Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Demon
God of War.
Souls.
Yeah. All the,
The
From
Demon
games.
Souls remaster is real
For
good.
sure. For sure. Showpiece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, that's a lot.
That is.
Tearaway Unfolded, dude.
Tearaway.
Tearaway is
that's
cute
good.
as shit.
Tearaway
dude.
is cute as shit.
Tearaway's cute as shit.
Yes.
I loved it. I mean, it was better on the Vita, but it's still cute.
Yes. All right. Patreon pitch. Did we already do that? It's time.
Do another one.
By the way, Easy Allies patrons are getting 2 bonus love and respect questions right after this. You got to be a patron, though. So if you want to get in on that extended Snyder cut, become a $5. It's so funny that all director's cuts in my mind are now just the Snyder cut. It's so funny.
The Snyder Cut.
So, it's extended Snyder cut. Become a $5 Patreon at patreon.com/easyallies, where we just vibe out and love and respect video games. There's just so many. Also, at that $5 level, you get this podcast 2 days early and ad-free because we don't like ads, neither does Steam. You can submit questions to Love and Respect, and you get into our official Discord where things are popping off like countdowns, like lists. Top title screens was a good one. We need your support to keep the show going, so please help us out. And if you really want to help us out, you can join one of our producer tiers. Our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast each and every week, and this month's legends are Jabawabs, El Thanis, and Raymond Wheeler III. Shout out!
Wow.
Yes, it is bedtime. It is bedtime. It is a very, very bittersweet bet. I'll go to it right now. It's very bittersweet times. For this bet, we asked last week, what would the Rotten Tomatoes score at this time right now be for Captain America: Brave New World, the 35th MCU film that began in 2008? That's not counting all the shows.
Do we usually do the new bet first or the old bet? I don't remember.
I don't know. We're doing the old bet.
Yeah, that's fine.
We are
Sorry.
doing it.
Sorry.
The last week's bet, Captain America: Brave New World is sitting right now at a lukewarm 52%.
Holy shit.
And
Third worst?
It says the
Second
lowest ever.
I think
No.
it's
MCU.
second.
it's one of the lowest. And the
Eternals is lower than that.
the thing is, though, because Rotten Tomatoes, if you dive deep, you can understand the algorithm and you can understand the score more. Like, not all 52s are the same. This is a very low 52%. The reviews that do not like this movie despise this movie. So, like,
several reviewers
Yeah,
said
so
I would have
52
given this 0 if I could have.
yeah, so like it is a very low 52. I'm so nervous. I already have my IMAX ticket for 10:10, which is in less than a couple hours. So I'm hoping for the best here. 52%.
Missed it by 3, dude. 55, dude.
I had the high. I said 80.
That's not right.
It's not right.
That's not right.
It's not right at all. I had high hopes.
Yeah.
I rarely watch and see trailers, and I remember seeing a trailer, and I was like, dude, this looks sick.
I have
Like,
not seen a trailer for this movie.
I had 80. Isla had 78. That's not right.
That's not right.
Don and Gabby both had 72.
That's
and
too high, too.
sketchy little, not even here, Bloodworth had 68,
Bastard.
making him the winner.
Ah,
Bloodworth.
in absentia.
That puts Bloodworth on the board, though, with
Oh.
1. Don, the punished Castellanos, is in the lead with 2.
This is where you make your sound.
Dispatch.
Dispatch. What the?
Me llamo Castellanos. Estoy planeando del muerte de todos.
I need to look up what that means. I love it.
Don, I love that you are just owning the evil within so much. The evil within is represented on this podcast every week now, thanks to Don Casanova. Let's go.
Thanks to you. You came up with the character with throwing that one in the hat. That was so funny. That's so good.
2 for Don and 1 for Bloodworth, the wicked worm who is not here, and then everybody else still at 0. But I thought honestly Don won this again. I thought it was going to be 3 to
We thought
goose
Don
eggs.
would be 3-0 right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, we thought
So-
Don had
You
the
want to
low.
know something so crazy?
Huh.
I was originally going to put 68 and then
Ah.
change it to 72. But originally, yeah, in my mind, I would have tied with Blood.
I think Huber swayed us last time because we were
I was
all
hyped.
going to put lower, and
Yeah,
then he
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
they're on the ups. They're
They're
doing
on the
great.
ups.
That's what I
Deadpool
was
Wolverine,
thinking.
they're on the ups.
And then he
I
was
thought
like,
too. I was like,
remember, if we asked this question 3 years ago, everyone would be like 86, 90, no problem. And now it's like, oh, look how the mighty have fallen. And it's like, we didn't put low enough, dude.
I know.
Damn.
Dude, is the MCU like dead? Holy shit.
I mean,
what
who
is
knows?
going on? We got lots of previews this week. South
We
of
gotta
Midnight.
do the new fucking bets.
Yes, the new bet is
This is what happens when blood doesn't make the rundown.
thank goodness I was here.
We could just do like 20 seconds of silence.
the new bet is Lost Records, Blue and Rage.
Hell yeah.
Releases next week.
Yeah, it does.
This time next week, how many times will the top 10 open critic reviews
Yeah.
say Life is Strange? I'll go first, or Damiani goes first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Go ahead.
10.
10 times from
One
Damiani.
apiece.
Dang. I'm right below you. I got 9 times. Isla?
Me? I
Yeah.
said 16 times.
16 times.
Somebody's going crazy. They're gonna say it over.
Oh
and
wait,
over.
I gotta write these down.
Oh god.
I gotta write these down. Hold up, hold. Damiani was 10.
10.
I was 9. Isla was 16. Dawn was
I went 13. Lucky 13.
13. And Gabby is 3. All right, nice little
Wow.
spread here. Nice little spread. 10, 9,
the
16,
high.
13, 3. I know, Gabby's got the low there. That's good. Gabby's got 3 to like 6 and 7. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And below that too. 0 to 7, basically.
It's
Nice
gonna be
position.
0.
Nice positioning. Promotions. Lots of previews this week. So many previews, so many games. It's out of control. There's not enough time in the day. We need a hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
We've got South of Midnight. We've got Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah.
We've got Post Trauma.
Yeah.
We've got Blueprints.
Hell yeah.
We've got Night Rain.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like, it's all popping up. Check them out. A lot of previews. It's
Those are just the ones that are up.
yeah. All right, and to the winner, you get to shout out. That's blood, though. So are we divvying this up, crew?
I think we should all just kind of scream for a while.
We should all just kind of
Scream over each other.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Captain America: Brave New World, even though I haven't seen it.
I like this. I like
And
this.
everything you've heard about it is
And
deeply troubling.
it is, yeah. I'm a big Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big Harrison Ford fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big Hulk fan.
Yeah.
And I'm a big IMAX fan.
Yeah.
So
I love fictional metals.
yeah, the
Vibranium.
vibraniums and your adamantiums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to lose myself for a couple hours tonight. I'm excited to lose myself.
Isn't it
That's my shout out.
8 Mile?
How about you all? You got any? You got any to close it out?
Shout out to Severance.
Shout out to Severance.
I
What
had a-
episode is tonight? What number?
I don't know, 5 maybe. I had a migraine last night and like didn't fall asleep till like 4, so I'm pretty out of it. But people are showing up at my house right now to watch Severance. So I'm excited for that. Shout out to
Yes.
Severance, dude. Really good show.
Any other shout outs from the crew? What do you got? Anything you want to shout out?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, dude.
Gabby shouting out the traders.
Gabby's shouting out the
I'm
traitors.
1 behind, maybe 2 now though. Shoot, I gotta catch up. I'm 1 behind. Dude, when Cavill,
When he loads his
so sick.
he reloads his biceps. And then the weird lighting thing where his beard appears.
Yeah.
But it's just a lighting thing.
Shout out though for
Fallout,
real.
dude. What a crazy movie.
Cobra Kai, dude. Let's go, Cobra Kai. All right, Don, what do you got? Last one.
I will also give a shout out to Captain America: Brave New World, Huber, and I'm gonna say why. I'm pumped up to see this movie. I'm gonna have a good time no matter what because I'm seeing it in this new Cinemark XD, I think it's called, this theater.
Or the XL, the XL.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just built it. These special seats.
I'm seeing Batman Begins there next month.
This is going to be a good preview. I'll let you know how it is, Huber, because this thing's going toe-to-toe with the 40X.
Whoa.
They've got chairs that not just move, Huber,
no.
not just have effects.
I didn't know this.
But
I
guess
didn't
what
know.
else? Heat. The
Oh.
chairs get hot and they fry your ass. Okay, so I'm really looking forward.
sounds terrible.
I'm looking forward to sweating. I'm looking forward to peeling myself out of that theater seat when it's done, and it's going to be a good sneak preview for Fire and Ash. Huber, I'm thinking Fire and Ash in this seat.
But wait,
You
is
know
the
what I'm
heat
saying?
controlled by the movie or can you just set a
There's
seat
program. I
heater?
believe it's programmed. I would assume.
Because a seat heater in a cold theater would actually be kind of nice.
No, this thing just torches you randomly at different moments. Throughout you just feel fire crawling up your back. I'm looking forward to this
seat
stuff.
heater technology is not rapid enough for that. Is it?
Yeah. I'm going to find out.
We're gonna find out.
This is state of the art. They literally just finished building this auditorium a couple weeks ago, so I'm extremely pumped to experience
Shout out.
this. Yeah.
Now I'm nervous for my Batman Begins.
Well, not all the seats are like that, Hubert. Only some of the select seats.
But you don't know going in.
No, you
Look
ran
at the draw.
That
yeah.
would be great, actually.
All of a sudden you're getting fried and you're like, damn it. I got the fry seat.
Right,
Shout out to
right.
Steven
You gotta pay more.
Soderbergh, dude. He's
Shout
back.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a Soderbergh trailer before in the theater while I was seeing a Soderbergh movie. They played a Soderbergh trailer for Black Bag coming
Double
out in
dipping.
March in front of Presence, which I was watching at the theater the other day. Presence is good. Not a horror movie, but it's really good.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Easy Allies podcast. We love you. We respect you. And we will see you next time on the podcast. And I'm sure before that, some kind of stream. We'll do a stream. I'm still on deck for some Darkest Dungeon 2 Kingdoms, chat. I got to get onto that this weekend. And there's another Monster Hunter beta.
Yeah.
That we might dip our toes into. I assume because it's the second beta,
And a Nye Train
they
beta?
might have some. And we
Is there a
got-
Nye
oh
Train
my
beta?
God, there is. There is. The times on that are extremely limited because it's a network test, not a beta.
Oh.
So that is a little harder to stream because one of the times is from 3 to 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so I'll have to check that, but we will be back on Twitch definitely before the group stream at some point. Again, love and respect. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bonds that transcend.